What up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5. The Fanatic on Football Friday. I'm up in the high chair right now. How does it get like this? Good morning, Harry Mays.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hello. I'm back. Missed yesterday. Missed a good day of sports talk yesterday with the A.J. Brown press conference.
Wait, there was more drama?
The evening before. You didn't hear A.J. Brown? He's unhappy?
Yeah.
So that happened yesterday. Ray Dunn got an opportunity to discuss it along with Amy Fadul yesterday. Hello, Ray.
Good morning.
Why were you up at 1 o'clock last night sending emails? What were you doing?
Well, I slept for 3 hours yesterday afternoon and threw everything off.
Oh, you took the long nap.
I was exhausted. I took the nap, and then it cost me again because now I'm in a weird sleep cycle that's made me tired this morning.
Well, you're young.
You can't take the nap beyond 30 to 45 minutes or you're shot.
I intended for it to be a 30-minute nap.
Yeah.
But sometimes your body needs the rest. It's okay to do an afternoon nap, right? You're good.
Yeah, I mean, I would have preferred not to have been up till 1 on a night where there was literally nothing for me to watch till 1.
All right, well, are you as long as you're not sluggish today?
No, I feel
you're
great.
Young.
This was only the second cup of coffee.
I mean, you weren't dialed into that Patriots-Jets tilt last night?
Well, after
Awful.
that, I was looking for some West Coast basketball. Nothing to be had.
Yeah.
I still don't have ESPN, so it doesn't matter.
Well, there's only 3 games last night anyway in the NBA, so whatever. All right, well, we got a lot to talk about today. I heard, Harry, I didn't hear it because I think it was early in the show, but I saw it on the Fanatic's Instagram page, which, by the way, is fantastic. 975 The Fanatic. We have YouTube producers on every show. Brandon Dutz is our YouTube producer, who takes a little something that we do and he puts it all together. Bam! It goes up on Instagram, and a lot of times it's something good that we're talking about.
Right, as a reel.
Correct. Yeah, it's a good reel. It's about a minute long. And this morning, Andrew had said that this is the most confusing Eagles 7-2 team. Like, he's really confused by the Eagles this year. It's like, this is a confusing team. This is a confusing 7-2 team. And I have to tell you, I completely disagree with that. I don't think they're confusing at all. You know what's confusing? The NFL. The AFC is actually confusing, if you think about it.
Buffalo's confusing.
But so who are the 3 teams that you thought were going to vie for the Super Bowl from the AFC?
Just 3?
Well, who are the top 3? Kansas City.
Yes. Baltimore. And Buffalo. Yeah.
Buffalo got blown out by the Dolphins. Kansas City 5-4. And the Ravens are under 500, and they may end up winning the division.
But they'll probably win the division.
Right, but still, you look at a lot of people thought the top 3 teams going into the season, it's been very weird in the AFC. Denver, the Patriots. Patriots have the most wins in football.
Yeah,
9 wins.
8 in a row.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What's this saying? There's like an adage, I guess you call it, where each year there's like X amount of new teams that make the playoffs.
It's normally, I haven't done the research in the last couple of years, but normally it's around 50% of teams that make the playoffs the previous year. Half of the teams don't make the playoffs.
That's what it
the
is.
following year.
Okay.
Maybe it's like 45% or something like that. But yeah, there's always new teams every year.
Right.
But a lot of times, like now let's look at the NFC. Going into the season, I would have told you my top 3 teams in the NFC were the Eagles, the Rams, and the Lions. And who are the top 3 teams right now, I believe, are the Eagles, the Rams, and the Lions.
Correct. Seattle they faced each other this week, but
Seattle's better than I thought.
You could make a case for them.
For sure.
Yeah.
San Francisco is always banged up. They're not as good as
they are always hurt.
Quarterback, running
San
back.
Francisco, the Chargers, and the Commanders always have a ton of injuries.
Right. Yep.
It's really crazy.
Always, yeah. I mean, the Washington is the oldest team in football.
Yep.
I think
That's probably why.
Part of it.
Yep.
Part of it, but so it's not the NFC and the Eagles really aren't confusing. They are who we thought they were.
What is confusing, I think, is the way they got to 7-2. Like how they're winning these games.
The road to 7-2 has
been
different
confusing
than a lot of people envision.
Yes,
but
I think that might be what he meant. I don't know.
No, it was. It's. I mean, and I would again disagree, because if you look at the Eagles right now, what were the Eagles last year? What were the Eagles heading into this season? Right, last year, dominant defense, inconsistent passing offense, but they were able to run the ball pretty much whenever they wanted to with Saquon Barkley. Best offensive line in football.
Correct.
This year, they're banged up on the offensive line, so they can't run the ball like they once did. They were banged up on the defensive line, really pretty much until right now. Now they have guys back.
They're getting healthy. They got some additional players.
Right.
Yeah.
So the defense wasn't as good earlier this year. They were banged up. The offense has been inconsistent running the ball because the offensive line has been banged up. But isn't the passing offense in Jalen Hurts inconsistent throwing the ball? Wasn't A.J. Brown complaining about the passing offense last year like he's doing this year? This team is actually the same team as last year, but they just haven't been healthy. This is a team that's primed to go back to a Super Bowl and win another championship. It's very difficult to do, and we'll see what happens. But really, 7-2, like I think what Andrew said was they're 7-2 in the number one seed, but it's confusing. Keep it simple. I play checkers, not chess, Harry Mays, all right? The biggest difference between this year and last year is health. They just haven't been healthy because this passing offense is what it's been. This isn't a consistent passing offense.
Well, they were getting the ball down the field more last year.
Sure.
I mean, they haven't been doing that as nearly as, at the rate that they were, at least from just watching the games. I haven't delved into the data, but it seems like they're a team that has difficulty getting the big play through the air. As opposed to last year.
For sure. I think they were able to play off of the run more last year, and when you become one-dimensional, that's not a good thing. But for the most part, remember the Super Bowl hangover and what it used to be that following year, how it would be nearly impossible to recover from winning a Super Bowl or going to a Super Bowl?
Right.
That's not the Eagles at all.
No, and they told us that all offseason.
And they've done it.
That they've moved on. They were no longer, they weren't caught up in the raising of banners and, reliving the parade and all that kind of stuff. Now, granted, some players got the benefit because now they're in commercials everywhere, Saquon, and all that's great.
Oh, the Cure Auto commercials.
But there is no hangover with this team. I don't believe that what's going on this year is any result of a hangover.
No, definitely not. No, but the difference with it, and this team, this is the most interesting team in the NFL.
They're compelling.
This is the most compelling, awesome team that I've ever experienced in my life in Philadelphia.
Maybe it's because I did radio here for all these years, but I always used to say that they were the most compelling team to never win anything.
Yep.
Because they were getting close all the time, but there was always something going on that was of interest, really on a national level.
And now, has it ever been more than now?
No.
You think about A.J. Brown holding the media availability outside of his locker, and that becomes one of the biggest national stories, certainly in the NFL.
It doesn't compare to push-ups in the driveway, but it was close.
Nothing will ever compare to that. But isn't that why we love this team?
Yeah.
Is that A.J. Brown is unhappy with the passing offense.
And so are we.
And so are we. And he's right. But he does it in a very thoughtful and gentle way.
Yeah.
Outside of whatever he does on social media, which isn't toxic at all, he comes in, he explains himself, and I think most people are like, yeah, I understand what he's saying totally. That makes sense.
That's exactly what me and my boys say at the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
He's actually creating a healthy conversation while doing this. That doesn't happen. When wide receivers are unhappy, it turns into a total bleep show and everybody's mad at each other.
Right. Although he did say it was a bleep show.
He did say that. That's correct. But it hasn't turned it into a bleep show.
No.
Right? You have a head coach who yells and screams at other fans, our fans, opposing players, his own players. He's a complete wild man out there and a lunatic. And you have Big Dom, who's probably the third most famous and important player in the organization or person in the organization. He's delivering cheesesteaks to Jackson Dart. How many other security for a team can you name?
Yeah, that's true. None. None.
And it all works. Yeah. It seems like the more chaos that's created, the more that it works for this team. It's weird.
So you think it's going to benefit them this Sunday night?
I don't look at this week as a must-win, can't lose, or anything like that. And in fact, I can see them losing Sunday Night Football.
So could I.
And I don't think it's a big deal at all. At all.
Because it depends how it happens.
Well, I heard, and Ray, I don't know if you said this yesterday. I know Kevin Cooney had said this earlier in the week, that this Lions game has a feel or a look of the 49ers game from 2023 that totally submarined the season was over after they lost that game.
Yes.
They never recovered from it. I don't believe that's the case at all.
No.
With this Lions game. They could lose almost even handily, but you have Vic Fangio now, and you have a legitimate defense that isn't going anywhere. And I think that in large part because of A.J. Brown's willingness to put stress on Nick Sirianni, to put stress on Kevin Patullo and this offensive staff. They can't say everything's fine. Sirianni's given a little bit of the, like instead of saying he's absolutely right, we have to get the ball to our playmakers and we got to do a better job of that. They know they have to do a better job of that.
Of course.
They do. So he's actually, by coming out and saying this in what I believe is a thoughtful manner, he is letting everybody know, and he's letting his teammates know, we're not just don't worry about it, enjoy the wins. We got to be better.
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly impressed with A.J. Brown 2 days ago.
I thought it was great. I mean, I was like, this guy, that's exactly what we've all been saying for weeks.
And he came out and said it.
Yeah.
And no worries, no stuttering.
He didn't throw anybody individually under the bus. I'm sure he throws himself in there too, as a part of why it needs to get better or how it needs to get better.
Yep.
So, no, I thought it was great.
Yep. Lane Johnson said the same thing on multiple occasions. He said it last year.
Yeah, he used the term creativity
a
couple of weeks ago.
He sure did.
Yeah.
And he was right too.
Right.
We need more. Ray Dunn, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
So what was your reaction yesterday, and what's your reaction?
A.J. Brown gets one social media post for every week he's outside the top 25 in receiving. That's officially the take. That's officially where we're going with this.
I got to respect that he's sharing the wealth with all the different social media accounts. Twitter, Instagram. Now he's on Twitch.
TikTok next week.
I said LinkedIn. He didn't do LinkedIn. So we'll see where he goes. This team, any other team in the NFL, they don't recover from something like this. For this Eagles team, it's like this chaos drives them. Do they seem like they're broken? Does it seem like this is a locker room distraction? Does it seem like this has created division? T.O. created division in the locker room.
Yes.
I don't believe this is creating any type of division at all.
I don't see it on the field. I mean, you still see a wide receiver who, is not getting the ball, but he's still playing hard. He's blocking for teammates. He's invested in the offense. He just wants more of it.
He does.
Yeah.
And he should get it.
Right.
610-632-0975. Football Friday. 610-632-0975. We'll talk about the game as well. One of us here, at least in this studio, has the Eagles winning. I can just tease that. One of us does not have the Eagles winning. That's coming up. Also, we'll revisit AJ's frustrations. Is the chaos a good thing? We'll play it for you and react. That's all coming up. Harry Mays, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Fanatics and
or I don't care about winning. All I care about is stats. No, it's been week after week sometimes. We're not contributing. We're not doing our job on offense. So you can't just keep slapping the Band-Aid over that and you expect to win late in the year and you think you're going to go to it at the end of the year. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You know, and last year, what it was, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted. We have to adapt, and we have to continue to, get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in, because it's not about winning, you guys. I want to win, yes. I want to help contribute as well, do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too.
Yes. No, but he's saying there, again, that's a stab at the lack of creativity.
Yeah.
They've adapted, now we have to adapt too.
And he's right.
And he's including himself in there saying, we have to be better.
He's not pointing the finger at anybody. He's never mentioned Kevin Patula by name. Nope. He's never mentioned Jalen Hurts by name. Even if people are insinuating that's what he means, I'm sure he does. But like he had said, this is what championship players do. You think Kobe Bryant was okay because they won a championship?
No.
And then the next year when Shaq came into camp, 50 pounds overweight.
He wasn't going to let that slide.
No, he wasn't happy about that, and it caused friction with Shaq. It's one of the reasons why they kind of butted heads, because Kobe is very much that same kind of mentality.
A lot of times friction is good.
As long as it's not causing problems, and it's not. You don't hear anything that I hear when I ask around, everybody's like, nope, everybody loves AJ. Everybody loves AJ internally. They know that he's not happy with a lot of stuff. By the way, he shouldn't be.
No. And I guarantee you he's not the only one. We already know Lane Johnson has been on record. He regrets doing that.
You think Devontae likes the way this passing offense looks right now? Well, even though he's getting more targets?
He's getting targets. But, I think if you really asked him, is this good enough right now? Is this team good enough right now to repeat with the way the offense is playing? I think he'd tell you no.
So is this the week? Remember last year after the Carolina game, they were lucky to win the game.
Yeah.
That terrible wide receiver, Leggett.
Leggett.
He drops the ball. Otherwise, they lose to Carolina. They come out against the Steelers the next week, and the whole week, because it was AJ and Jalen don't get along. PG had said it, and that's not true. The whole week was all about that. They come out, and they were slinging the ball around the passing game. Is this the week? Is this the week where you get AJ Brown comes out, and he says what everybody else is thinking? Is this the week that the passing offense reemerges?
Well, I don't think you're going to win this game being conservative and just efficient.
No, you can't be.
You're going to have to. We said Monday, Tuesday, 27 to 30 points.
Yep. No, they're going to need to open it up. Yeah. And the other thing is that the Detroit secondary is banged up, and they play more. Detroit plays more of 4-3 base defense than anybody in the NFL. So they are like. They're like an old school NFL defense. What they play: 3 linebackers, four down linemen, but their secondary's banged up. So
they're banged up all over.
They're banged up all over. Which they've been banged up on defense for a couple years now.
Yeah, Hutchinson's hurt.
Yep.
Sewell on the offensive line is hurt.
Who's a monster.
And Laporta, the tight end, is hurt.
Is hurt. Right.
Yeah.
So it very much is. This is going to be. It's a measuring. It's not a measuring stick game, but it's a big game. Now, you said a texter, Ray, is claiming that we're protecting ourselves for a loss on Sunday night. This could be a loss on Sunday night. We can give our picks whenever we're going to give the picks. If we come in here on Monday morning and the Eagles had lost by 10 points or by 7 points or whatever, I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah, this texter didn't attach a name to it, but said, you guys are funny. Anytime the Eagles play a game that there's a potential for them to lose, you always say it's not a must-win or any big game or any team they play is good. You just accept them losing before the game even plays.
Well, no, because they won last week, and when you're trying to look at the big picture of things instead of every single week, you win last week. If you lose this week, so what, they lose this week, it's the end of the world, the season's over? It's not. That's not this team. This team isn't a Detroit beats you. This is going to start the ball rolling. Do you believe that?
No, but if they lose this week, they're no longer in the driver's seat for home field advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, because the Rams or Seattle, somebody's going to move past them if the Eagles lose. That would be a fact.
I have less of a concern with the home field stuff. They didn't have it last year.
Well, Detroit got knocked off, and then you got it by virtue of that.
Right.
But yeah.
Sure, I would love home field, but they're not going to win every game for the rest of the season. Detroit's a really good team, and matchup-wise, if you can't get to Jared Goff and they have a good offensive line, they're gonna have their work cut out for them, for sure. Do we have Patullo, Ray, talking about AJ Brown? So AJ says what he says, and Kevin Patullo has to answer questions. Now, the Kevin Patullo that everybody wants fired, still they're 7-2. Everybody wants him fired, and I think everybody would agree, probably even him. They have to do a better job. If the passing offense is deemed as needing to be more, need to be more creative. Everybody's saying more creative. Yeah, that absolutely falls on the offense coordinator. Here's Patullo talking about AJ Brown.
When you look back at just from my time being here with him all the way back to 22, we've had a really strong relationship. And so even throughout the year, him and I have great talks. Even today, yesterday, like there's nothing changed, in our relationship. He's in my office a ton, hanging out, talking about football, talking about life, talking about things, what we can do differently, what we're doing currently. So I think from that standpoint, like nothing really changes. And he knows kind of how I feel about him and where we want to go and what we're trying to do. And
all right, there he is.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Right?
There's communication. He's in the office, his office. They're talking about stuff or whatever.
I can just see that. Can't you just see him like sort of hanging out in the hallway? Yo, coach. He comes on in, tossing the football, a little small football around, just talking ball.
Is he like Ricky Bo pacing the hallways?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Me too.
Yes. If
you don't know Ricky Bo, just as soon as he gets here, whatever time that is, and he's usually here pretty early.
He's always got a ball in his hand.
And he throws it at you. Yeah. He doesn't throw it at you. He throws it at me.
He will throw it at me.
So he throws it at you or he throws it at Ray. Yeah, he's constantly throwing a ball around. That's AJ.
I'm very self-conscious walking away from Ricky Bo.
Because he fires.
I'm going to get some missile fired right by my ear.
Not wrong.
610-632-0975. We mentioned it in the open, but Kevin Cooney alluded to it on our station's postgame show. Does this game remind people of the 2023 Niners game? Is this a tipping point? We'll talk about that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week in a matchup of two of the top three betting favorites to win the NFC this season. Ahead of the matchup, Kevin Patullo met with the media yesterday and talked about staying out of negative plays offensively.
It's the efficiency on first down or second down. I think we're very high right now in third and longs, and that's the issue. And so we really just got to continue to find ways as coaches to just stay out of those negative plays and stay out of things that keep us off track.
Looking at the injury report for the Birds yesterday, Cam Jurgens was the only Eagle limited in practice. We'll talk with Tim McManus at 12:55 about the game this weekend, everything going on with the Birds. Tonight, the 76ers are in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live right here on the Fanatic. And in St. Louis tonight, Flyers play Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game live on our sister station, WMMR. This update's brought to you by IHOP. With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves are just $6 every day. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu, available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
from 23? Oh, yeah, it could. Right now, that's probably dancing through a lot of people's heads. But as of right now, it's a week-to-week league. I hate saying it that way, but it is.
Kevin Cooney on the postgame show. He's right. It's a week-to-week league.
Yep.
But the Niners game broke them in 2023. And it is not going through my head. Now, let's see what happens in the game. If they get blown out, it might go through.
No, but the connection to 2023 is why we are looking, at least I speak for myself, why I am looking at 7-2 with such a, jaundiced eye, if you will.
You're skeptical.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not.
But because that happened.
Right.
If that never happened in 2023, I'd be like, we were riding high, man. We're 7-2. Everything's great.
There are similarities. They've won a lot of close games, some fluky games.
Right.
The Rams
haven't played their
field
best
goal.
football.
Yeah. Yep.
Which you can look at and say, hey, that's great. They haven't played because they need to be playing their best football in January. I agree.
So you're skeptical to 7-2.
Well, I'm not skeptical of it, but I'm looking at things a little bit more critically with regards to the offense because of what happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Ray, you skeptical of 7-2? Do you look at this game as being like measuring stick? If you lose it, this could set off a chain of uh-oh?
No, I don't look at it that way because Monday I was driving home when I heard that. And I heard Kevin say that. I was already livid with the game, and I was like, shut up, Kevin. Stop. Don't put this in my head because I didn't have that thought of it. Like, my mind did not move to the Lions at all right after that game. And even thinking about it this week, there's a chance they lose this football game, like a very good chance. Coming into the season, I thought they were going to lose this football game, just short week against a good team. And if they lose this game, if we see the 49ers, the way it plays out for the 49ers, maybe I'll think their spirit's broken. I just don't see this season as that season because you have a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator and a defense that has more personnel than what you had in 2023. And I think that makes me feel a little bit more comforted.
This game seems like a Super Bowl for the Lions.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean?
I heard they had guys this morning had a writer for I think the Detroit Free Press, and Andrew asked them, was this game circled? How long has it been circled on the schedule? When you win a Super Bowl, everybody's going to circle you. That's
everybody targets you. Of course.
Yeah, it's Sunday Night Football on the road, but
everybody's
to your point,
watching.
Who's this game bigger for? The Lions or the Eagles?
I think the Lions.
Lion, I agree.
Point. Yeah,
I agree. So
is it a big game for the Eagles? Of course, but I think this is a huge sort of pelt that the Lions want to put on the wall.
Right, and it doesn't mean the Lions are then going to the Super Bowl, and
Nope.
It doesn't mean that the Eagles are totally screwed. Because then what they have to do, if they were to lose on Sunday night, I don't want to manifest this, but they would have to rebound and not let that against the Cowboys the following week, and then you have the Bears, and then you have the Chargers. You can't – the problem with the 49ers game in 2023 –
It sent them into the abyss.
It was a spiral.
Yeah.
And Nick Bosa – is it Nick or Joey that Nick Bosa came out after the game and said, I have a template to beat them if you're the Cowboys. Listen up. Blitz them up the middle. Don't let them run up the middle, and blitz them up the middle.
Right.
And he looks at the line.
That's the one thing that scares me, though. If we're talking about similarities to 2023, big NFC game leading into Cowboys game, if we want to read to.
Yeah. They're
Was it
three
lead-
and a
was-
three and a
was
half
leading,
point
you're right.
favorites next week on the road.
The look-ahead line's 3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
That's about right. Maybe a little light.
Maybe a touch short.
A little bit.
Touch.
What? But it shows you the not lack of confidence in the Eagles, but where the confidence stands from the bookmakers with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys aren't any good.
No.
That's for sure.
No, they are not.
Couple texts coming up here in a second. Let's talk to Nick. Nick is in Riverside. Nick, go ahead, man. What up?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey,
What's
Nick.
up?
I'm just calling about. I think AJ's going to have a big game.
So this is a response game where, you know what, Nick? I agree. I think that you're going to see the best passing offense. Well, they've been pretty good prior to the bye in the passing offense, but I think you're going to see that again Sunday night.
He had a big game the last time we played the Lions. He had a lot of targets, and I think it's going to happen again. I think they're going to. I think because of last week, I think they're going to. I think they're going to target him a lot. I think he's going to have a lot of yards. I think I think like you said, I think it's going to be a response game.
All right, and they win? Seems like you're pretty confident, Nick.
I am. And I think it'll be a close one. I I don't think it'll be the same as last time. Last time we played the Lions, and I don't think they're gonna even with Gibbs. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't think he's gonna run on us like it was Jamal Williams, I believe. No, DeAndre Swift. Sorry, they had DeAndre Swift. You think Gibbs will do what DeAndre Swift did to us?
Nick, appreciate it. I don't remember anything about that game.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Was it 2023? When was it?
No.
Beginning of 22, right?
It had to be.
That was the first game of the 22 season.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I don't. I mean, this is 3 years later.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a much different team.
Do I think Gibbs could have a big day? Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league.
Gibbs is way better than Swift.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
He's great out of the backfield as a receiver. Yeah. They had thunder and lightning with David Montgomery. Yeah, this is a legit test for this defense, and the defense has looked very good.
Yeah, the Eagles won that game 38-35 in Detroit. And the Lions scored 14 points in the fourth quarter to make it a lot closer.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
High scoring or tighter? We had said Tuesday you need to win 30. So
I think
we're
it's going to be high
question.
scoring. Yeah. Let's see. A.J. Brown, boy, he had 13 targets in that game, 10 receptions, 155 yards.
What?
Debut, right?
And no TVs,
Debut.
though. But yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
How about we get back to that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, there was somebody on your Eagles podcast that was ripping you because you were saying the A.J. Brown needs more targets.
See, and you tell me that nobody rips me and nobody wants this guy wants me to retire. At JP398 said Harry Mades needs to retire now.
I don't know if you need to retire.
Big story out of the Eagles-Lions game. Where was Devontae? 2022. That's the story coming out of that Lions game was where was Devontae? A.J. Brown had that big game.
Yeah.
It's very exciting to have A.J. Brown, but we all talked about after that, well, Devontae, they've got this great receiver, Devontae Smith. They're going to get him involved.
He had 4 targets, but no catches.
Yep.
That sounds like A.J. Role reversal.
Right. Yes.
Do we have any text?
Can't we just spread it around?
Yeah, come on. Spread it around a little bit. What you got? Give me a text.
Regarding Patullo, he never answered the question about the passing game. He talked about the relationship. There were 2 games, Minnesota and Packers. My trust in him is still limited as a coordinator. In both games, the defense got turnovers around the 50-yard line. The Eagles' offense got the ball and goes 3 and out. He doesn't dial up anything to keep the momentum off the defensive stops. He goes back to the same basic plays. Terrence from Wilmington.
It seems like I agree with you, Terrence.
Yeah.
It seems like that he's just taking the plays and he's picking one out of a hat. There's no rhyme or reason for what he's doing.
Well, here's the thing. If this was another team, like let's say we were breaking down Detroit for this week's game, and we noticed that, they don't go deep. They're not targeting this one wide receiver. They're throwing these basic passes. We'd say, well, that tells us what the coordinator and the coaches think of their quarterback, right?
Yep.
So is that what's going on here?
Yep, some of it. Well, and then the quarterback doesn't want to make the throws. Isn't that also some of it? Right? Like if he's able to check to a pass to A.J. Brown on the most important play of a game, of 4th down, he can't do that earlier in the game? 610-632.
On first down?
On first down. 610-632-0975. You just heard from Nick from Riverside. He believes this is a big A.J. Brown game. But Dave Perquette from the Detroit Free Press, we just talked about him during the morning show, and talked about the secondary concern for the Lions. Is this the right matchup at the right time for the Eagles to get A.J. going? We have that coming up next. Middays with the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Dave Burkett from the Detroit Free Press. With the morning show, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, Mays, Ray Dunn. Your phone call's coming up in a second. So this is how, tell me if this makes sense, how the game plays out. The Eagles come out, great game plan. They're getting A.J. involved. They're running pace. They're getting first downs. They're scoring points. Yeah. And then adjustments are made during the course of a game. And then they come out in the second half, and they can't get anything going.
A bunch of 3-and-outs.
Some 3-and-outs. Detroit, you feel the momentum swinging. And then you're hanging on for dear life in the fourth quarter, hoping they can hold it off. That's what I see this game being this week.
That sounds like a game that happened already.
Yes, it's a couple of them.
Jeez. We've seen this before.
They can't put a full game together, so they put the first half together, but then the second half they come out, and this is where you can definitely criticize the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Adjustments are made, and they have problems adjusting to the adjustment.
Right.
And what they originally did, and this isn't just these two guys. This happens all over the place. That's why
the NFL.
Coaching. That's the NFL.
Yeah.
And so I hope they're ready for it. And to where if it does work, if it doesn't work, obviously then you need to change on the fly. But I firmly believe, for the reasons that Burkett was saying right there, they come out, they try to attack them offensively through the air, which is what they should do. And and then play off of Saquon with that.
I'm really curious. I like to see, because I love this defensive coordinator, and he's got so many pieces now. How does he go about trying to defend Gibbs? Especially even in the pass game. What does he do? That's what I'm going to be very intrigued to see. And if they can, is it Adoree Jackson? Is he going to get the majority? Because Jacorian Bennett now is available.
It seems like Jackson is very much the starting.
You think
corner.
he's the guy, or was he the guy by default?
Well, we'll ask Tim McManus is coming up 12:55, but through a couple people this week, I think it was Mosher and DeChetco had said that Fangio likes Adoree Jackson because he's a veteran. He's not going to make mistakes. And he's actually, we're hearing a lot of Adoree Jackson's playing a lot better than we're giving him credit for.
Okay.
Didn't I say I was in the Adoree Jackson fan club?
Yes, you're starting the fan club.
Yes.
Is that because they went after the Quinyon Mitchell's guy last week, which stunned me? I'm like seeing Mitchell having to make tackles. I'm like, what they're throwing his way? What's happening?
Let's target one of the best.
Let's target the best cornerback on the field.
Let's leave the stiffs alone.
Yeah.
That's a real star quarterback for you. He wants to go after the best corner.
Right.
That's a real
your
star
guy.
quarterback right
it's
there.
Your guy.
Yeah, it is. If their defense is banged up, Dan Campbell likes to run the ball.
He does. He's got two guys to do it.
He sure does. And Jared Goff is really good. Play action. If they can run the ball, now you're running play action. He's good when he gets moving. He throws the spots. Jared Goff, if you're watching Jared Goff and you don't know anything else about him, sometimes you think he's the best quarterback in the league, and sometimes you think he's the worst quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
He really is a Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
Because when he's rolling and you can protect him, man, he can sling it. He can.
He can. And I don't think would we check the weather the other? Let me check the weather because I don't think it's going to be very cold. I think it's going to get warmer on Sunday.
Can we get Ray's 5-day forecast? It says windy, at least on the iPhone forecast. Windy and 57. Now, is that windy at night?
Right. Well, let me look because that will be a big deal to see what the gusting winds are around game time.
If the weather's not conducive to throwing the ball, who's got the advantage? Detroit?
If it's not conducive?
Well, in other words, if it's going to be windy and it's not going to be nice and running the ball is what you want to do. Because we saw Monday night it was windy and cold, and Jalen was not throwing the ball well. Not it was Jordan Love, by the way.
About 25 mile an hour gusts. Average wind about 12 around game time.
The Lions are in better position to run the ball because of their running backs and their offensive line.
Well, Sewell's hurt though.
He is. He's banged up.
I expect all these guys will probably play.
Yeah.
But 3 or 4. I think we had 4 offensive linemen were limited in practice for the Eagles the other day.
Yep, everybody but
Mailata.
Everybody was good yesterday.
Everybody was full except Cam Jurgens.
They were
Except
full?
Cam.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
all right,
and
well,
Jurgens is going to play this week.
He is?
That's all indications are he's playing this week.
Why not? Let's make it happen.
Well,
Our MVP is going to take a back seat, though.
That's my point. Do we really need him? I don't think
Toth?
Yeah, Toth. You can't take Toth out of the lineup. Come on, man. Seasons changed when he came in there. So running under center.
Right.
So do they not line up under center anymore because Toth is now gone?
That's it.
Probably not.
I think you got to release Cam Jurgens. Just go ahead and get rid of him. You don't need him anymore. Let's go to Lou. Lou in Lumberton. Love the alliteration of Lou in Lumberton. What's up, Lou?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, Lou?
Good. Listen, I'm going to tell you why I don't think A.J. Brown's going to have a good game, okay?
Yep.
Now, if you're Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, and you're sitting back, you're doing your due diligence, and you're looking at the big picture, and you're listening to A.J. Brown cry about he's not getting this and he's not getting that. And listen, I want A.J. Brown to break out. I want him to have this great game, 10 catches, 200 yards, whatever. But if you're Dan Campbell and you're listening to all this, A.J. Brown is going to get targeted how many times? They're going to double cover him. They're going to put somebody over the top. He's not going to catch anything as long as he's running his mouth the way he's running it. He's not going to have a breakout game until he stops talking. I firmly believe that. How are you going to throw him the ball knowing he's getting the ball? You might as well just write a big billboard saying, hey, A.J. Brown's going to get the ball. Let's throw it to him.
Well, he's the focus of any defensive coordinator facing the Eagles, whether he talks or not.
Right.
Like, he's the primary guy.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But, why don't we just basically tell them, hey, the game plan is focused around A.J. Brown, and he's getting the ball?
Well, it's not like that. It's not like this hasn't happened multiple weeks in a row now, right? This isn't the first time that he's publicly said something about it.
No, it's not. And you can just tell that the teams are just, railing around his war cry.
Wow.
All right, Lou.
I
don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see how they're going to be able to throw him the ball when they know he's getting it.
All right, Lou.
I think it sounds like Lou thinks they're going to lose.
I should have asked him. But doesn't everybody in the world know that the Bengals are going to target Jamar Chase
15 times a game?
That the Rams are looking at Puka Nacua?
Yeah, right.
But
they managed to get him the ball,
and that's
right?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
Right. Nakua's a great example because that's a good team. Okay, I got criticized for using the Chase example because they're a bad team for some reason that matters.
Right.
But Nakua's a great example.
Yeah. So the Rams have two good wide receivers. Devontae Adams is actually having a really good year.
Right.
In Los Angeles.
But they do different things.
They balance each other very well.
Yeah.
But they don't say Puka couldn't get him the ball because he's really good.
Right.
No, he works the middle of the field. He's a different wide receiver than A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown could still do those things inside. Part of the problem, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw
doesn't
well.
want to throw there.
He doesn't throw between the hash marks.
He doesn't like to.
No, he doesn't like to.
Unless he's running and throwing across his body
to Dallas
like he
Goedert
did the other night.
It's just not like when you look at his throw chart, typically when Jalen Hurts is confident and on, he'll throw it everywhere.
Right.
When he's seeing the field well. When he's not, he does not throw between the hash marks. He doesn't. And isn't that really where you want you want to be able to pick A.J. Brown's defender, do a rub route, get him a little bit of room, and hopefully he can get going a little bit. But he's a possession receiver across the middle. He's a big, strong, physical guy.
Yeah.
Get him the ball.
And the thing about it is, with the way they call these games anymore, to me, A.J. Brown is an automatic defensive pass interference. Automatic.
Yep.
I mean, you can't. It's almost impossible to defend a good passing attack anymore with the way they call the games.
You're right.
So
it's more of a reason to do it.
Yeah. To me, I don't know. Maybe it just makes too much sense.
But also, the good offensive coordinators are working for that one play where you get the one-on-one matchup, or just like that perfect spot.
Right.
And it's a criticism that I have of Patullo and Nick Sirianni. They don't have a real gift for calling plays, setting up one play.
Right.
Getting in that rhythm of play calling to where it's like, wow, like they're really cooking right now.
Like you see with like a Sean Payton or a McVay, any of those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's calling plays. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily.
I mean,
seem
we
like
knew this was going to be an on-the-job, learning process, but I didn't think that we'd be getting to week of 10. with number 11 hardly getting looked at. I mean, it's amazing to me.
All right, we'll get to some text line on the Eagles. We have some phone calls as well, 610-632-0975. Text line, phone line, more Eagles. Also, we'll mix in a little hot stove The Phillies are interested in Nolan Arenado. I don't believe they are.
No?
They shouldn't be. I mean, I have my issues with Dave Dombrowski right now, but being a dumbass isn't one of them. And for getting an old broken player.
Hey, didn't he have a sit down with Bryce that went well?
Long conversation.
Yeah, a little kumbaya luncheon.
Reportedly, yeah. What did they have for lunch?
I don't know, but it sounded like a nice conversation.
Nice sandwich. I don't think they had lunch, did they?
Oh, I don't know. No.
I think they just talked. Also, we have Temple basketball tickets for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
We have 4 packs. At the game tomorrow, Ray Dunn will be on the call, and he's saying he will meet up for a beer afterwards. Is that correct, Ray?
That's true.
Yes, he was going to do that with me, too, but I'm not going anymore.
So you're not going?
No. Tomorrow's a nice day. I'm going to play golf.
Oh, it's always about golf. It's always about golf with Harry. Like, Harry, you be able to work this day? No, I got something going on. Oh, great. Damn it.
I'm told my mic is low.
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, I'm getting texts.
Good. Oh, really?
Yes.
Great job, Ray. 610-632-0975. We'll tell you how we have the Temple tickets. That's going to be fun. Phillies and Eagles. That's all coming up next. Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week at a matchup of 2 of the top 3 betting favorites to win the NFC. Out of the matchup, Vic Fangio met with the media yesterday, talked about the talent on that Detroit offense.
They got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. They got the best O-line in the league. Quarterback, according to Dan's, playing the best that he's ever played. 2 good running backs. The receivers are all fast. It's a good unit to be calling plays for.
Looking at the injury report yesterday, Cam Jurgens, the only Eagle limited in practice today. We're going to get a chance to talk with ESPN's Tim McManus at 12:55 about the Birds, everything going on with them, and the matchup on Sunday Night Football. Tonight, the 76ers are in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic in St. Louis tonight. The Flyers play the Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game on our sister station, WMMR. This update's brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free with the 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, Harry Mays, Ray Dunn. You can start to bring it down a little bit while I talk. Thank you. There we go. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. I have not seen the chat today, but you can always watch on YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe to 97.5.
Yeah, and hit the like button.
Yes.
If you hit the like button, I'm told that gets your in more algorithms.
Smash the like button. Yeah. Ray, because I know the song, like I know what the post is here, so yeah, I'm good. Dan, 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 dan. Also, make sure you're following us on social media, Instagram, and our Twitter page now, 975 Middays. Is that what it is? It's back. So make sure if you're not following us on Twitter, 975 Middays. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Might have to follow that.
You don't already follow it?
I don't know.
I followed it. I never stopped following it, and it never stopped following me.
It just followed me the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice job.
And I ran it for a while there.
And it didn't follow you?
Didn't
Wow.
follow me.
Disrespectful.
975 Middays?
Yes. I believe that's what it is. It doesn't come up right.
Yes,
I don't think it's been used since.
Yeah, I'm following there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
You following me, man? I mean, that was like clockwork. Whenever we'd get a guest on, he wanted to make sure that the guest was following him on Twitter.
Shefty. He was very impressed that Shefty followed him because they would say how many millions. He's like, hey, Shefty only follows 1,400 people. I'm one of them.
Wow.
And we're talking about the great Tony Bruno.
Oh.
You know, Tony and I got our biggest fight was over Adam Schefter. You know the story?
No.
So Adam Schefter, when Andy Reid was fired, Adam Schefter, being Adam Schefter, had said, like, somewhere on the ESPN or Road or whatever, had said that they're going to build a statue of Andy Reid in Philadelphia. And knowing how we are in Philadelphia, everybody was so mad because they're like, we're not building any statue of Andy Reid, Shefty. Shut up.
Right.
So it became like stupid sports radio people are mad.
Of course.
So Shefty was coming on with us. So guess what somebody had to ask since everybody was talking about it?
You did. You had to
Of course,
ask.
yeah, because Tony's not going to ask. So, and I wasn't a jerk about it.
Right.
But I just said, Shefty, earlier this week you had said that Andy Reid in Philadelphia and how they should a statue will be built for him and everything like that. And Shefty got so mad, and then Tony got mad at me to where we were yelling at each other on the air.
But Tony knew you were going to ask it, though, right?
He probably did.
Oh.
Well, I didn't give him a heads up. It's fairly obvious that I have to ask it.
Yeah, I know, but that was always my role.
Yeah. No, exactly. No, I know.
Yeah.
But like, it would have been one thing if I was being mic'd towards Skip Bayless and I was attacking him and submarining.
Right, which you didn't do.
No, I had to ask the question. And as stupid as the question was, and Schefter got so defensive because I had asked him, and he's like, "No, yeah, they are going to build a statue." And I'm like, "Well, no, they're not.
No,
no, they're not going to build a statue of Andy Reid. Like, I get he's a good coach, and you remember how everybody was at the time.
Oh
like,
yeah, Brian Billick said, "You may find another coach, but you're not going to find a better coach." I think was the quote, right?
Yeah, and they won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Since Andy left. Yeah, like there are other
coaches.
He is
a great coach.
It's a great coach.
Yeah. And now he finally has his quarterback that he wished McNabb was.
And guess what? He doesn't win all these Super Bowls if he stays in Philadelphia. Right? Like, it was good for him to leave. Sometimes change is good,
yes,
Harry. I believe
in
in that firmly. I like
agree.
change. People don't know. Yes. So Tony literally, we were yelling at each other on the air. Then we go off the air, and the arguments continue.
Right. Yeah. Off the air.
Oh, he was so mad. He's like, he's never going to come on with us again. And I'm like, all right, good.
He comes on every week on this station.
He was doing us a favor.
Oh, jeez.
Well, he wasn't
because of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was all about him.
Of course.
Right.
Because now when he goes to the next Super Bowl radio row, maybe Adam wouldn't, give him love.
Well, I mean, let's face it. I was the schmuck working next to Tony at the time. I wasn't.
That was my role.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't the personality in his mind. I'm just there. And it's like, how dare you make Adam Schefter mad?
Right.
Like, screw Schefter.
Don't you ruin this for me.
Right, yeah.
That's basically it.
That's what it was. And I say all this loving Tony and being a big fan, but
me
still,
too.
that was our one fight on the air. We'll clean up some of the Eagles stuff on the text line. Let's go to Dot. Dot's in Philly, wants to talk about the Eagles. Dot, go ahead. How are you?
Hey, man, what's going on with y'all today?
What's happening?
I just want to say, I'm good. I just want to say something about the A.J. Brown situation. I understand that the fans are happy that we are, 6-2?
7-2. Yeah.
7-2, right? But A.J. Brown, he's not a selfish player. If you hear, a lot of people just take what he take what he said and just run off of whatever they want to say because of how they feeling about whatever they feeling about. So what I took of it as the Eagles' offense is trash. They could be better. They should be better because he look at himself as a top receiver. He know his other side is a top receiver, and he trying to figure out why the offense is not scoring. He don't care if it's not particularly him, but if the offense look like trash, then I think y'all should give me the ball because I know what I can do with the ball. I think everybody know what he can do with the ball. So for that last caller, it don't matter if he says this every week. The defense is going to look at him anyway.
Every week,
that's the best player on that side of the field.
That's right.
If you want between him and Saquon. So to me, it don't sound like he's being selfish. Even when he said something about it last year, it sounded like he was saying, "Yo, I'm a top receiver. I should be getting the ball, and we not putting points up. Like if y'all don't keep running and we're not doing them, we're getting 2.6, 3 yards to carry. Y'all might as well just throw the ball to me. I can make something happen." That's what I got out of it. I don't think he was being selfish. And people be looking at him like he's just supposed to block all game. Like, bro, he's a receiver. They didn't bring him there to block.
Hey,
like,
Dot.
they bring him there to make plays, and they got to throw him the ball to make plays.
Hey, Dot, he's making $30 million a year, not to run block.
That don't matter. Why you keep bringing up money? That money don't matter.
No. Dude, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying he makes a lot of money to catch the ball, to be throwing the ball, and he needs more targets.
That's why he's paid what he's paid.
Yeah. By the way, like there's a difference between and what Dot's saying is right, and you know it's kind of weird. Doesn't it seem like everybody is like he is right? I don't hear a lot of people that are calling him. Maybe they're out there. I'm sure they're out there. If you listen to talk radio, I'm sure people are going to call in and say it. For the most part, aren't people understanding? See, the thing that impressed me with AJ is he's just not some selfish wide receiver, the diva wide receiver that everybody talks about that's out there because he's not getting his. He even says it. He says, of course I want the team to win, and that's great, but I want to be a part of the success.
Right.
And if this team was putting up 50 points every week, I'm sure he would be mad if he's not involved in it, but they're not putting up 50 points every week.
Right, but then he wouldn't have a case.
He wouldn't.
Right, and I think that's what Dot was kind of saying,
Agreed.
too. Yeah.
Agreed. And, this isn't – every player is selfish to a certain degree.
Of course.
As they should be, because money's affected by it. He wants to be a Hall of Famer. He wants to be considered one of the best players in the game at his position. As he should be.
They're competitive people, too, like hyper-competitive.
That's how you get to the top of your profession, by not settling for, we're winning games, everything's okay.
Right. Now, I'm looking here. He has 31 receptions thus far this season. Last year, and that's through 8 games.
Because he missed a game.
Correct. Last year, for what it's worth, 5, 16, 21, 23, 28, 33 receptions. It took him 7 games.
Okay.
So it's not that far off as far as receptions go.
But also look at how many yards. He didn't even have an 1,100 yards last year, right? It was a down statistical year for him, and because they were running the ball so effectively and they were winning, he was okay with it.
He had 1,079 yards in the regular season.
And if you look at
missed a couple of games.
And pre-Saquon Barkley, he had 1,500 receiving yards. He had the monster year that you would expect a player like A.J. Brown to have.
Right.
He isn't regressing as a player. The offense has regressed in the passing game.
The offense changed.
It changed.
And now it looks like it's regressing.
Last year was the perfect storm of we're not going to throw the ball because we don't really want to throw it. It's working with Saquon Barkley. Because when they needed to throw it, they could.
Right. And down the field.
Yeah, for sure. All right, coming up. More Eagle stuff, but also a St. Louis Cardinals beat writer believes that Nolan Arenado would be a good fit for the Phillies. Should they consider him? No. Yeah. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about Bet Parks. It's all about the live betting on the Bet Parks app. Live bet, pro football, college football, and more. There's always another way to win on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. The only app I would ever recommend. And, the birds. You got to always take a look at what the line's going on right now. Last time I looked, 2.5-point favorites, the birds, on Sunday night against Detroit. And we have our locks later on in the show, but everything they have going on the Bet Parks app. Plus, how about blackjack, craps, roulette, hundreds of online slots. Plus, you can bet all your favorite sports, player performances in pro and college football, and more. So join me on the Bet Parks app, live bet any game, and new users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. BetParks.com for details. Whether your team scores or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, or Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colorado.
All right, we're back middays with Marks. Coming up, your chance to win Temple basketball tickets. And if you haven't been down to a game at the Leah Center, it's a lot of fun.
It's a great spot. That's a Power 4 team coming in on Saturday.
Who are they playing?
Boston College from the ACC. Boston College hot off a loss at home to Central Connecticut State. As a 17.5-point favorite, they lose outright.
What was that money?
The Fighting Ricky Bose.
Yeah, the Fighting Ricky Batalicos. That's exactly right.
Wow, so they suck, you're telling me. This is going to be not a good game to go to.
No, it's a good game. Anytime they can win.
Temple looks good
They
this
look
year.
good.
Yeah, Temple blew out LaSalle.
It's crazy because they've got I don't know, what is it, Ray? 9, 10, 11 different new players.
Yeah.
And they look like a cohesive unit 2 weeks into the season.
Well, listen, even if you're not a big Temple fan,
Yeah.
it's still cool to go to a game for free. And we got 4 packs of tickets. And we're going to play agree or disagree with Harry and with Ray. We'll kind of toggle.
Okay.
I'll ask a Temple basketball trivia question.
Oh, no.
And the person that calls in will agree or disagree with Harry or Ray's answer.
Okay.
So if they're right, if you're giving the answer, but they're agreeing or disagreeing with your answer, and that's it. So it's,
All right.
it's a coin flip. So we'll do that. We'll do the first one coming up here in a little bit. Hot stove action going on right now. I thought it was interesting. Harrison Bader penned a goodbye letter on Instagram, and then everybody said, "Oh, well, it's not goodbye." Huh? You see that same thing, Ray?
Yeah.
What do you mean it wasn't goodbye?
Well, I think it's him just being like, yeah, I'm probably out of here. Just let me put this down here right now. So someone calls his agent. One of Dabrowski's like, oh, you guys talking to someone? You got something going on? You got a fish on the line here? I think it's a nice little negotiation tactic.
I think this was an emotional Instagram that the Phillies said we're not doing any more than 2 years, and he's saying, oh, well, like then I won't be going back because I'm going to get 3 years from somebody. I don't know. I don't believe for a second that was the tactic.
My whole thing is that I don't think anyone's offseason starts with Harrison Bader.
No.
So,
well, what did he say?
It was a fun 2.5 months. Love y'all. You know,
I bet it was.
You guys were a gift.
Right.
He loves that gift thing.
It was just it was an interesting Instagram post to put out at the start of free agency where anybody that read it would have read like, yeah, I'm probably not coming back.
Right. But it is still interesting, though, that a player that, was just here for a couple of months, was like
Loved
so
it.
into it. It just kind of gives me a little bit more insight about how great that locker room must be.
Yeah, well,
and what it must be like to play here.
Or if I hit the baseball like that for 6 weeks and knew I was going to get $15 million a year for it, I'd feel pretty good about those 2.5 months, too.
Yeah, but he's going to get that regardless, whether he says anything about the fans.
But think about it. He comes in. You know how we are here, to where we're like we the Phillies. We love the Phillies. He comes in and he's killing it. And you do well here, especially a guy that's traded for at the trade deadline. Now we love you,
right?
And you see you around town, we're yelling at you. Hey! Where's that stupid pink thing underneath his jersey? But yeah, he was a really good player. He batted .306. He had a career 2 months.
He did
here. I guess he could be back. But here's why I don't think he is, Ray. You notice there's been a lot of Justin Crawford center field talk that we've never heard before?
I don't get it. Everyone you talk to about him says, yeah, left field, except for Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, that's because he may have to play center field because Bader's not coming back.
And it's crazy that is Marsh just not going to be back?
No, Marsh is back.
Okay. Well, there's one guy that's played center field at the big league level. There's one guy that has not played center field consistently at the AAA level. All of a sudden, we're like, yeah, Justin Crawford's the center field.
Well, Marsh will probably be a part of a platoon in left field.
Yeah, so Dombrowski talked about it at the GM meetings, and he was talking about both players. Based on what he said, he said Marsh can play center field. We like him better in left, and he seemed to indicate they like Crawford better in center than they like Marsh in center.
Okay.
They think that Crawford's a better defensive center fielder than Marsh would be. Which is fine. That doesn't solve the problem, which is you don't have a right-handed bat in the outfield. Your outfield is not very good right now. So they're going to have to do something, which makes you wonder the story that we were teasing. So there's talk because Nolan Arenado is the older third baseman of the St. Louis Cardinals. They are very much trying to move him. I believe he has $26 million is the price tag. He has 2 years left on his contract, I think. Colorado's paying some of that, but
they still are.
Yeah.
Wow.
When they did and no one really knows how much, but they did contribute when they traded him
because he's been in St. Louis for 5 years already.
He has.
Yeah.
Yep. I went Nolan Arenado. If you look at his numbers, he
must have been hurt some of last year.
But I also think that's part of what he is.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Bohm, honestly. I'd rather just keep Bohm than trade for Arenado.
You're really out on that. For you to want Bohm over someone is basically the worst thing you could ever say about a player.
That's really disparaging to Nolan Arenado.
Last year, Nolan Arenado batted .237.
Yes.
With 12 home runs. In the postseason, you look at his postseason numbers, he doesn't hit in the postseason.
Only 107 games. He must have been hurt.
Yeah. Which is kind of what he because he played 152 the year before.
52 the year before. 2021 he had a knockout season.
Yeah, he's going to be 35. So if you want to make yourself older, awesome, great, right? I'd rather have Bohm. Honestly, if I'm trading Bohm, to free up the $10 million so I can use it to get an outfielder,
a right-handed hitting outfielder.
Correct.
Yeah.
I truly believe that they're going to find an outfielder through a semi-blockbuster.
Semi.
Yep. Yeah, blockbuster would be. All-star level play. I don't think it's going to be that. But a Byron Buxton, he's an all-star.
In a trade or
in a trade?
Okay.
In a trade.
So not free agency.
Not free agency. They will likely sign an outfield bat in free agency, but it's not going to be the impact bat they need. Dave Dombrowski needs to make a trade. So is Bohm a part of that? Possibly. if that's the case, then you're going to have to either sign a third baseman via free agency,
Or put your boy there.
or this is my plan. Get in the zone, auto zone with Otto Kemp.
You need to get a jersey. One of the alternate jerseys with the Philly on the front, the blue ones.
I hate that jersey.
You don't like those?
How about a t-shirt jersey?
A jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big jersey guy.
Yeah.
Not a big jersey. My Steve Jeltz jersey is the only jersey that I have. And that was kind of a joke that I have that. But anyway, I do not want Nolan Arenado. You agree?
It doesn't excite me anymore. I mean, if he was Nolan Arenado of 4 years ago, yes. But he's not.
Ray? Nolan Arenado?
No way. Not a shot.
I don't believe for a second this is something that Dombrowski's looking to do.
The only world in which this becomes possibility, I forget who wrote about it in the Inquirer, was you take the player we don't want for the player that you don't want.
Right.
Castellanos for Arenado, and then Bohm's getting moved somewhere else in a trade that brings in the outfield that you're looking for.
$16 million this year, $15 million next year.
Thanks.
If it was for 1 year, okay. 1 year, similar stats to Bohm, right? Defensively, probably maybe a little bit better than Bohm.
But has the capability of hitting 30 home runs.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Wow. I mean.
But to your point, maybe the potential for more pop than Bohm. But
in this ballpark.
All right.
Nah, that's all right. He can rot in St. Louis.
But what about next year? Now he's making more money next year.
Right.
You got to have him back next year, or you're eating that. No, thank you. I'm out. So Dave Dombrowski has his work cut out for him because you need multiple.
Yeah, they need a major shakeup.
Yeah,
I don't know what. I don't know what it is, other than making a trade. They need a trade. You know what they need to do? One of these prospects that they have. They traded Taiit last year, which was one of their big prospects. Doesn't seem like they're interested in trading Aiden Miller. I don't know. Because they view him as maybe the third baseman of the future.
Dombrowski talked about shortstop in the future, and he said, we very much like Trey Turner at shortstop, so we would have to have conversations about third base. Miller hasn't played third base in the minors. That's something they need to start doing.
That's going to have to happen like
now.
ASAP.
Now. Yeah, because you're going to need him. He should be. I mean, is he
like
plan A for next
season call-up or something?
He can earn it. For sure, he can earn it. If he starts,
I'd love to see it.
If he was drafted high for raw power. You haven't seen a lot of the raw power. He's been decent. He stole a lot of bags last year.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got good speed. Between him and Crawford, you have some real speed with your young players.
And he was at AAA most of the year last year?
No, he was only at AAA at the end of the year.
Okay, so he was at Reading.
He was at Reading, and he started off slow. I believe he finished the season at Reading 262, but he came on towards the end of the year, which was good to see.
Yeah.
But you did not see the power that they were expecting. He came in with a chance to be a top 10 prospect in all of baseball, but he didn't take that next step that like you see some prospects do.
Yeah, because don't most of those guys go, if they're that good, they go from AA right to the bigs. They don't go to AAA.
He's also just turning 21.
Oh, yeah.
He's 20. So, but you're right. They don't necessarily need AAA.
But they never want to call anybody up. They never want to start the clock. They're notorious for that.
Yeah. Yep. They're not going to do it.
And that frustrates me, frustrates the fans, because you see other teams doing it and having success, and you're like, why don't they ever do that?
Well, they're going to do it with Crawford this year. All right, coming up, we have, you want to win some Temple tickets? We're going to play Agree or Disagree. Temple basketball trivia. And Sixers in Detroit tonight. No Embiid, no Paul George. No VJ Edgecombe? Is this a scheduled loss? Interesting. All right, and if you want to play Agree or Disagree, you want to get a chance to win the tickets.
Ray's going to smoke me.
Well, so you guys aren't going head to head.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain more coming up.
He does the games, for God's sake.
Well, they're not.
Well, that's gonna be bad if I don't.
It's not current trivia. It's not current. It's Temple basketball trivia, not current.
Yeah, but he's got to study up on the past when he's trying to kill time in a blowout like the other night.
He's going, well, Jason Ivey in 1995, you hit a 3 to win a game against.
Hey, that was a good story.
Yeah.
I found the Associated Press story from that night. They beat second-ranked Villanova.
You actually did say that. Yeah. No, it was good.
Don't
Good
you
job.
dare. 1995, December 13th.
All right, so Nate, if you're listening in the back, we're going to take the fifth caller on the regular phone line of 610-632-0975. The game is tomorrow. So if you can't
2 o'clock.
if you can't go to the game, don't try to win. 610-632-0975. I said caller number 5 on that phone line gets a chance to win it. We'll play Agree or Disagree with Harry Mays. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Morgenstern Air Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great air. Morgenstern Air Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternair.com or call 610-980-4000. The Eagles host the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week in a matchup of two of the top 3 betting favorites to win the NFC. Ahead of the matchup, Kevin Patullo talked about trying to cut out the negative plays offensively.
It's the efficiency on first down or second down. I think we're very high right now in third and longs, and that's the issue. And so we really just got to continue to find ways as coaches to just stay out of those negative plays and stay out of things that keep us off track.
Eagles injury report on Thursday. Cam Jurgens is the only Eagle limited in practice. We'll talk to Tim McManus coming up at 12:55 about the game and everything going on with the Birds. Tonight, the 76ers in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. In St. Louis tonight, Flyers play the Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game on our sister station, WMMR. This update is brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free for a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
You by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive into great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Great deals all month long on a Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. Locks of the week coming up later in the program. We're going to have an intervention with Ray, Harry. It's coming up in the 12 o'clock hour, 1 o'clock hour.
It's not the drinking, right?
Now, is he aware of this?
No, he's not. No,
That's what I said when I walked into my surprise 50th birthday party.
You thought it was.
I go, what is this, an intervention?
Well,
it kind of seemed like it. My mom's there. She came up from Florida. I'm like, this is weird.
But they said surprise.
They did, but I mean.
A surprise intervention?
Yes.
There normally are surprise interventions.
Well, you wouldn't go.
Harry, sit down. We love you.
Yes.
Come here. Sit down with me. I love you so much.
If you're anticipating the intervention,
you don't go. Right?
Well, I'd say the fact that you thought it could be an intervention is a problem in itself.
that's more where I was going with
exactly.
Sorry, that's not what I was trying to.
Is that our trivia music?
It is. It is.
All right.
So without further ado, you are playing for a 4-pack of tickets to Temple basketball. And it's tomorrow, 2 p.m. at the Leacore Center. You can get your tickets at owlstix.com. So
just think about that. You and 3 of your buddies get to go down there and watch Temple beat a Power 4 team and then go have a beer with the play-by-play guy.
With Ray. You don't have to. By the way, that's not required.
Yeah,
to
that's
do
optional.
That. That's optional. But who wouldn't want to hang out with Ray?
Exactly.
All right. Harry will not be there. We thought Harry
not.
was going to be making an appearance.
quite literally, Harry is the guy that doesn't want to get a beer with Ray tomorrow. That's actually what we found out.
It's true. All right, so we're going to bring on Kevin from West Philly, who's going to play agree or disagree. Kevin, hello.
How you doing?
Good, Kevin. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask Harry a question, and he is going to think about it. He is going to give a final answer. You are going to agree with his answer or disagree with his answer. If you're correct, then you win the tickets. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Harry Mays, give us your Temple resume, by the way.
Graduated in 1989. Had season tickets from 87, 88 on, so I saw all the great era of Chaney.
Favorite Temple player?
Actually interviewed John Chaney when I was in my first year there, which was 87, 88, for a paper. He gave me 3 hours of his time, and we watched game film leading into the Carolina game where they went down to the Dean Dome and beat the Tar Heels.
Fun fact, I was in Killington, Vermont, and I didn't go skiing that day to watch that game.
Is that
they
right?
Were number one.
Yes, they were
number one.
Yeah, that was the greatest.
That's my favorite team ever.
Oh, yeah.
In any college battle, I love that team.
Ramon Rivas.
Oh, gotta love Ramon Rivas.
The first play would always go to him.
Yep.
He always threw the ball into the post to Ramon Rivas. We'd say he'd stick it in his belly button. He'd turn around and shoot a jumper.
There were a bunch of NBA players on that team. Right? Rivas played for the Celtics. He played for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Tim Perry.
Tim Perry, yeah.
Love that team. All right, so Kevin, here's the question for Harry. You listen closely as well. All right, the all-time leader in points scored for a career is who? The Temple basketball men's all-time leader in points scored for a career is who?
I'm thinking, boy, there's some great players. Deontay Christmas, Hawkins, Lynn Greer.
Not Hersey Hawkins.
No, not Hersey. He went to Bradley. You know what? This was when I was there. I saw his entire career. Shakin' Bacon, Mr. Macon.
Mark Macon, final answer?
Macon. That's my final answer.
Kevin, agree or disagree?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to agree.
Harry Mays is correct. You win the tickets.
All right.
Kevin, congratulations.
Good work.
Hang on a second.
Way to go, Kev.
There you go.
Who are you bringing, Kevin? Because you're going to have a beer, maybe, with Ray.
I'm going to make some phone calls with my friends with you guys and see who wants to go.
All right. Well, hang on. Ray will get all your information. Yeah, go. Yeah, listen, 2 p.m. matinee. You kidding me?
Now, what was Ray's answer? Did he have anything written down for that in case it would have had to go to him, right?
No.
Oh, it wouldn't have.
No, if you would have that would have been incorrect, then
he just loses.
Then he loses.
Kevin just loses.
Yes, if it would have been
ruined his afternoon.
Right.
If it would have been Lynn Greer, who was second on the all-time list.
Second.
2,099 points. Mark Macon, who played all 4 years, who was a dynamic freshman on that team we were talking about right there. He had 2,609 points.
Wow. Great years, man. McDonald's All-American.
McDonald's All-American coming out of, was it Flint, Michigan? Somewhere in Michigan.
I think was it Flint or Saginaw? I'm going to say Saginaw.
John Chaney, you had mentioned you spent 3 hours with him. John Chaney, my all-time Philadelphia coach, athlete.
Right.
Just you ask any of his players, and they'll talk about the man John Chaney as much as the coach John Chaney, the values he instilled.
Yeah.
Everything. Great basketball coach. Great. Oh, man, I love John Chaney. My guy, John Chaney. All right, there you go. Did you know that one, Ray?
I did.
You did.
Right now, I was thinking the follow-up question is, who was the friend of Mark Macon that they were recruiting that ended up turning them to Mark Macon? I'm forgetting who was on that team.
Well, there was another guy from his high school, Randolph, I think was his last name.
That's who they were going after originally.
Okay, yeah.
And
he was on
and
the
that's
team
when they
too.
saw him.
And then they saw Mark, and it was like, all right, yeah, maybe we're going to go after this guy too.
Yeah, that's kind of like how Embiid got discovered. Everybody's looking at Wiggins, and they're like, wait a second, who's that guy?
Who's this guy that barely plays? It's like, holy crap.
Wow.
Speaking of Embiid, no Joel Embiid tonight.
No.
When you say no Paul George, do we even have to? It's like
We
saying
haven't
no,
seen him
it's
yet.
like no Charles Barkley playing tonight.
We got a text immediately. Johnny, how about you just tell me when he's playing?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
alert
agreed.
the media when he's actually going to play.
So no VJ Edgecombe potentially tonight.
Questionable.
So what the hell's wrong with him?
He is dealing with, of course.
All right, whatever.
The injury report up. It was back spasm.
Oh, great.
Yeah, back
Got a
spasm.
20-year-old
nice.
that's played 10 games, is already
Right.
hurt. Perfect.
and it's a back.
And just so you know, this isn't just any NBA game, Harry. This is an NBA Cup group play game.
So that means the ugly court that you can't watch. I can't watch these games
You get
because of
sick.
the court.
Yeah, it makes me sick.
It's awful. It's like watching the games on the blue turf at Boise State, or it's hard on the eyes. But I did watch the entire fourth quarter because I was doing a podcast at night. That's why I missed the second half of the LaSalle Temple game. But then I tuned into the Celtics game and saw the comeback. Oh man, was that fun to watch?
Yeah, they give it up in the third quarter, and then they come back in the fourth. It's
unbelievable.
The MO of this team.
Yeah.
Pistons are 5.5-point favorites. They're 10-2 on the season, I believe. So they're good. Good
so
team.
Cunningham is
Cade Cunningham, yep.
is lighting it up, I guess.
It's kind of a light line considering Embiid's out. Maybe that's changed since I looked this morning. But anyway, yes, Embiid will not play tonight against the Pistons. I like at this point. I only want to criticize the dude, but this is the reason why I'm just kind of over it. And
what, Embiid you're talking about? Yeah, the whole drama.
Here's what I can't have. I can't have everybody's waiting to see if Embiid's playing. Like, oh, is he going to be back? Is he going to be back? When you get to the playoffs, is this what we're doing? We're wondering how healthy he is.
Why don't they just shut him down for a couple of months? Because I don't really care if he plays now or in January.
Who does?
Seriously. You should just put him on ice.
I think part of the problem with that,
Keep him in shape.
Do you remember last year, very little was known about his health? Like, literally leading up to the beginning of the regular season, the 76ers said nothing. That's because the Sixers didn't have any information. Because this is all Embiid's camp. The Sixers, sometimes they're powerless to any of this stuff. He's determining when he's playing and when he's not, as much as the medical staff is. It's the player. He should be doing that.
Right.
But I think if you said to Embiid, we're going to shut you down for a couple of months, he'd say no.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to be shut down because he knows the perception is that he's broken and he can never play. Which he doesn't want.
But it's like, if you're a fan, you've seen this for so many years, you don't really care what he looks like. You don't even need to see him until March, April.
Can he be healthy towards the end of the season? And the answer is probably no, because we're 10 games into the season.
And he's already hurt.
Yeah, he's already hurt. All right, coming up, A.J. Brown text, some Philly stuff as well. That's all coming up. 610-632-0975, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade.
Middays with Marks. 97.5, The Fanatic. Coming up, news at noon, 12 o'clock hour, intervention with Ray.
Do I know what this intervention's about?
Nope.
Obviously not.
Well, I mean, it's been announced it's an intervention.
Non-radio bit. Well, it's a radio bit, but you don't know where we're going with it.
But it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is real.
I was alerted to something, and I don't know about it, and I didn't notice it before.
Right. I didn't either, but now I'll never be able to unnotice it. Look at him. Look at him. He's really mystified.
You guys said nobody wants to show up to their own intervention. I don't want to show up to this segment.
Put my hotkey pot up. Sorry, I was trying to hit that. Intervention with Ray coming up in 12 o'clock hour. It's good. All right, what do we have for text assist, AJ Brown stuff, and also the Phillies off-season plans? I just more on the Phillies off-season stuff. Under no circumstances do I need Nolan Arenado on this team this year. Just keep Bohm. I don't need $17 million Arenado next year. I'll need him on the team this year at all. But what do we got on the text line there, Ray?
All right, starting with AJ Brown, Kevin from Jersey. I don't mind what AJ is saying. I just don't care for how he's doing it. Why not just come out and speak with reporters first? We don't need to see cryptic tweets and IG posts that could allude to something else going on.
Yeah, but I think that's how he. I don't want to.
That's how he vents.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. I don't want to say grieve because but yeah, it's how he vents.
Yeah.
And then he here's why I respect it. I think it's coming from a good place, and he's never mentioning he's never throwing anybody individually under the bus, and he always includes himself in it.
Right.
And he's not wrong. When he says it, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's spot on.
He's spot on in this situation, and he's come out and he's talked about it. And I was very impressed with how he handled himself at his locker. When was it on Wednesday? I was very impressed because that was late in the day too. I wasn't. I guess that's when they talk, but I wasn't expecting it. And then all of a sudden, I see T-Mac posting videos, and I see some other videos, and I'm like, oh wow, this is huge. But he's a really interesting guy. He's not. Remember a couple years ago, it was after the 23 season where a lot of people were pointing the finger at Brown, saying there's chemistry issues on the team. The year everything fell apart.
Is that when he was reading the book on the bench?
That was last year.
Okay.
The year before, where everything fell apart, and there was a lot of talk of chemistry on the offense and Jalen or whatever, and he felt like a lot of people were blaming him and pointing the finger at him. And when you think about the position, normally the wide receiver is looked at as a selfish diva.
A diva, yeah.
But that's not AJ.
No, I don't consider him. I mean, what is diva? What's the real definition of
diva? Is I care, like Keyshawn Johnson. Just throw me the damn ball.
So in other words, like it's more about me than the team?
Correct.
Is that a diva?
Correct. Because AJ's even said,
because he's not that.
No, after the Super Bowl, he was saying that it didn't give him the satisfaction that he thought it was going to. I mean, I think really the story is that nothing really makes him happy. I don't want to get too into the psychology of it or anything. But there's guys that when you win or you get something, you celebrate, and then it causes you on the back end of it. Like Cole Hamels, he celebrated being the 2008 World Series MVP. They won a championship, and he wasn't ready for spring training the next year. He had an awful year.
Yeah, he went on the rubber chicken circuit for a while, and he wasn't really ready for the next season.
Like me, I would like you would enjoy the riches.
Of course.
You'd be out of shape the next year.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, AJ's not. That's not.
I'd start the year on the DL.
You would.
If I was a baseball player coming off a World Series, absolutely.
Your velocity would be in the 80s.
Here's the definition, okay? A self-important person who is temperamental and difficult to please. That's the diva. Usually typically used to describe a woman in parentheses.
Right.
Self-important, I think, is where it doesn't apply to AJ.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But temperamental and difficult to please, you could say that applies, right?
Temperamental, but he's not yelling at anybody on the field. If anything, he just looks like instead of being mad on the field, he looks unplugged. Like after a game where he doesn't have a lot of catches,
I'd
they'll pan
be
to him,
unplugged too if all I'm doing is blocking.
He's just kind of out there like he's just not he's not engaged. How if T.O. didn't have it? Think about if this was T.O. or this was even Jerry. Like,
he'd be doing antics on the sideline when the defense is out playing, so much so that the NBC cameras would be on him.
Right.
And you'd see him, with all the histrionics going on the bench.
And
that's what he would be doing.
He's the extreme of it.
Yes.
But I mean, Tyreek Hill, like it's kind of the diva position. I haven't seen AJ do any of that. Now that we've gotten to know him more, because he's been here more than a couple of years, I think early on it was easy to say, oh, well, he's never happy. They're winning games, but he's mad. No, he's not happy when he's winning games, but he's not contributing. He wants to be the 1,400-yard receiver.
Right.
And they win.
But that's not going to happen this year. Not on this team anymore.
A.J. Brown doesn't want to go to a team where he's going to get 1,600 yards and win 7 games. He ain't going to be happy with that either. He wants to win. He wants to win.
That's the Cincinnati Bengal.
I guess.
Thing, where you're the focus of an offense that doesn't win enough games.
And are you happy with that? He wouldn't be happy with that. What else do we have, Ray?
So on this line of thinking, because T.O. keeps being brought up, Chris and Philly, I think the T.O.-AJ comparison isn't really there. Yes, T.O. was a diva, as most wide receivers are, but he really just cared about winning and held people accountable. T.O. would have given up his left leg for a Super Bowl. Yes, he got on McNabb for throwing up in the Super Bowl, and that rolled over the next year. But if he had 0 catches and they won, he would not have cared. A.J. legit said he wasn't happy about the Super Bowl because he didn't dominate. If A.J. Brown was doing this on the Cowboys, you'd be having a field day with ripping this situation.
If T.O. would have had no catches in the Super Bowl, you think that he would have been fine with that?
No. He had 9 catches.
He was the best player in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that was after spending, all those weeks rehabbing and in the hyperbaric chamber, remember? Yeah.
But also the way that T.O. handled things, and this just isn't in Philadelphia. Look what he did at every stop.
Mm-hmm.
Except he was crying with Tony Romo.
That's my quarterback. Isn't that great?
That's my teammate.
That's my quarterback.
But Jeff Garcia, he didn't go easy on Jeff Garcia.
He did.
He was mean to Jeff Garcia.
I like Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
I kind of liked him.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew he wasn't the guy to take you to the promised land.
He was the pocket Rocky, as somebody once called him.
That's right.
When he came in and he relieved Donovan McNabb and actually led the Eagles to the playoffs.
Yep.
They didn't bring him back. They didn't want a quarterback controversy. Our dummies in this city like us would have
we would have eaten that up.
All right. You have another text there, Ray?
Alfie in Abington. To your point, Jake Browning put up 110 and 2 touchdowns to chase against the Lions. They knew he was getting the ball. He'll be fine against the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, going by the logic of, well, everybody knows it's coming. You don't think they know Jamar Chase is coming or Justin Jefferson or?
And that's the focus of the week for that defensive coordinator is to do we let him get his catches and take care of everybody else?
Yep.
Or do we try to limit this guy, this freak?
Or do you try to stop him and you can't? And this is where it goes on Patullo and Nick Sirianni and everybody else. And the quarterback. And the quarterback. 610-632-0975. Phone calls coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. That's the text line, 610-632-0975. Also, feedback. 975-feedback at 975thefanatic.com. That's how you get involved in the program. And you can do it via email, so it's a little bit easier if you're at work. You can type it out. Or you can use the text line, 610-632-0975. Because feedback is the final segment of the show where we have our AI voice, our artificial intelligence voice your text or your email. Just if you're texting, make sure you put your name and your location so we have it, that we can put it with the message. That's the last segment of the show. Coming up next, the news at noon with Ray Dunn, Shaquille O'Neal, NBA coaches beef, and Terry Bradshaw on the GOAT conversation. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Eagles host Lions on Sunday Night Football this week at a matchup of 2 of the top 3 betting favorites to win the NFC. Ahead of the matchup, Vic Fangio met with the media yesterday, talked about all the talent on that Lions offense.
They got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. They got the best O-line in the league. Quarterback, according to Dan's, playing the best that he's ever played. 2 good running backs. The receivers are all fast. It's a good unit to be calling plays for.
In the injury report on Thursday, Cam Jurgens was the only Eagle limited in practice. We'll talk to ESPN's Tim McManus coming up at 12:55 about the game and everything going on with the Birds. Tonight, the 76ers in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. In St. Louis, tonight, Flyers play Blues at 8 o'clock, and you can hear the game on our sister station, WMMR. This update is brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free with 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
12 o'clock hour of the program brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months. Rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Remember, you can always listen to Middays with Marks live on the app, or, of course, on the radio, or at your convenience, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Middays with Marks. Leave a nice 5-star review. Ray will shout you out with a 5-star review. At least that's what he says.
Oh, yeah, we got a 5-star review just the other day.
Okay.
That was from Zach in Havertown.
Zach in Havertown.
So shout out, Zach.
Thank you very much. Zach in Havertown is actually a part of your intervention, too.
Now, wait. This is a 5-star review? That's like in one? That's it?
Well, we have 3 5-star reviews that are actually have comments to them.
Oh.
People who leave 5-star reviews without a comment, I can't give you a shout out because
Okay.
we don't
know, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think to say. Well, there you go. So appreciate it. So you can listen.
Oh, is this what this is about?
So now you know what it is?
Well, yeah, I know because
All right, well,
you had asked me to do something, I did something.
Wait a second. Zach is the...
Yes.
He's the guy?
He's a day oneer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yes, he's been listening since day one, so he identified himself as a day oneer.
Oh, so Zach pointed something out.
He pointed something out. It has nothing
Who
to
is
do with
Zach?
has nothing to do with the podcast. What's that?
Oh, I thought this was about the podcast review that definitely wasn't left by me.
No, it is not.
No.
But you mentioned Zach in Havertown, and he's the one that actually emailed something, and that's the basis of this intervention that we're doing. There you go. The poor Ray. The face.
Zach, why don't you come to me directly? I'm just more upset that this was something that went around my back here.
But we'll explain coming up later in the hour. All right, calm down.
Now, how could we expect him to do his news now with that bomb that we just dropped on him?
But that's the job. That's what you have to do when you're under pressure. It's like we want to judge these players when they're at the free throw line with 2 seconds and you need both free throws made. That's not easy. You got to do it, or we're going to kill you. That's
2-minute offense, no timeouts left, and you need a touchdown.
Donovan threw up. What's Ray going to do?
I failed as an athlete for a number of reasons. This is one of them.
Well, let's see how he does on the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the News at Noon
It's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right, news at noontime. We're going to start with Inside the NBA. They've obviously made their way to ESPN. Charles Barkley made it very clear. They're not going to work him like crazy at ESPN. Shaq doesn't seem interested in it either, but Kenny Smith signed an agreement that he's going to be appearing all over ESPN, including NBA Countdown. Shaq saw him on NBA Countdown, took exception to it the other night on Inside the NBA.
Hey, Kenny, do me a favor. What's that? Don't take our secret sauce to that boring show.
No, man. What are you talking about?
Shaq, I watched that show. They never laughed. You come over there with them dumb
I came over there. I had them laughing, baby. That's right.
Do not take our secret sauce
can't take
to
the
other
secret
shows.
sauce
No, you
over there.
cannot.
Oh, my goodness.
We never talk about the family. Never side with anybody. Stick with it. We're part of the ESPN family now.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the family publicly.
Yep. So Kenny Smith signed a separate deal where he's going to be on all the different shows, including First Take.
They're going to send him through the car wash, as they call it.
Which
right?
is what Charles said he's not doing.
Yeah, I'm with Charles.
He's
I
not
wouldn't
going
do
on
it either.
First Take.
No.
He hates it. He hates the whole First Take debate, fake debate thing.
Right.
He hates it. And so does Shaq. And they're not going to do it. Now, the longer they're there, are they able to be convinced, like, hey, can you go on every once in a while? Because Troy Aikman's not doing First Take and doing all that stuff. He'll do occasional stuff.
Does Joe Buck do any of that stuff? No,
they're not.
No. Well, then if I'm Shaq, why would I want to do that?
He's not.
He's got to make another general commercial.
He's busy with the
for
general. Yep. For the great low rate that you'll find online. I haven't seen a general commercial in a while.
Oh, you haven't?
It's probably because I'm not watching People's
All you have
Court.
to do is watch TV for about 30 minutes on sports television, and you'll see it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I used to see
all over the place.
I used to see it during the People's Court. When I would watch that.
Right.
I DVR'd People's Court for a while, but I stopped doing that. I have too much other things I have to watch. Yeah, no, like Kenny can go do that. I'm not going to watch it. But to their point, don't water down and don't hurt what you're doing. Part of the reason why that show is as good as it is Shaq is willing to say, don't go do that. That's a boring show.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. And he's right. It sucks. And that show doesn't suck.
I'm just worried that I know we've already done the whole eulogy for them on TNT. I'm worried we're going to see ESPN start to pull the pieces. Kenny doing this, Kenny doing that.
Well, that was Kenny's decision to do it.
Yeah,
right?
I don't mind Kenny doing it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But Charles has said that he's not working forever. So if Charles starts to call it quits, Kenny's doing something during the day instead of at night, and Charles isn't there anymore, then all of a sudden it's Ernie, Shaq, and 2 new people.
Look, unless Charles gives up gambling, he's going to need to keep working.
So, to your point, and I was going to do it how Charles would say it, because he goes, let me say this. What's he going to do?
Right.
He enjoys doing this stuff. Like, maybe he lightens his schedule or whatever, but what's he going to do? And like
he does
you said,
like to play golf.
Yeah.
Golf. He's got the steakhouse coming.
That's
He invested
right.
in that distillery down in Alabama. Eventually, he's not going to have to work, right?
But
He's got enough money.
He likes to be heard. That's why when you go to, he goes on with Dan Patrick once a month, or
He'll
he
do a
goes on
podcast.
He likes doing it. When he came on with us,
Right.
he would have talked for an hour
I
if he
know.
would have had time.
And if he started to do a podcast, it would be a hugely successful podcast.
Yeah, you're right. That's really all he needs to do is
That's
the
really all he
right
needs.
podcast.
Yeah.
Be right up there with Kylie Kelsey.
And Mikey Miss should host it with him.
That would be good.
That would be good.
How about if Mike and Howard Eskin both hosted it with him? That'd be something. Wouldn't that be good? Outright. All right, go ahead.
All right. So we're going to keep it with the NBA here. Zach Lowe did a live podcast in Minnesota. He had Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch on the show. They got into the topic of podcasting. Here is the head coach addressing the podcast world.
I mean, I bet you 3/4 of these people are going to go home and do a podcast tonight, you know? You're going with the anti-media tropes right out of the gate. I mean, it'll qualify you to coach the Lakers, you know?
Wow. A shot at JJ?
Yep.
Yeah.
So some people, I was reading about this, said that it was a good-natured rib. I don't feel like JJ is capable of doing anything good-natured like that.
No.
I can't stand him. He was a good Sixer.
Yeah, he was.
He's a good Sixer. I liked him as a 76er. I can't stand him. He's a typical Dookie. Typical Dookie with the attitude, the thin skin. And by the way, I don't think he's a very good coach.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to the Lakers.
I guess me neither.
To the Lakers. As far as the NBA goes, I'm paying attention to the Sixers because they interest me this year, but I don't pay attention to the West. Except I know Oklahoma City can't be beaten.
I've never watched less national NBA, and I'm not watching the TNT.
No.
Well, they don't even do it anymore.
They don't
you know
do
what I mean?
it,
I'm not watching the doubleheader on a Wednesday or a Thursday night.
Maybe come March, I'll start doing it. Get closer to the playoffs.
No interest. No, I'm not watching that. I got other things to do than that. So, good line. Good line.
Yeah, good line.
Because
JJ's not going to take that well.
It's just he's not doing the podcast anymore because he was doing that LeBron podcast before. Before he got hired as a coach, he was, because the talk was, is he going to continue the podcast? It's like, well, you can't continue the podcast. Doug Gottlieb continued to host a radio show on Fox Sports Radio, and he was the coach of the Wisconsin Green Bay.
Yeah, Wisconsin
Which
Green
is a
Bay,
joke.
Yeah. It is kind of a joke.
Yeah, it is.
All right, what do you got?
All right, last one for you. Terry Bradshaw went on podcast with Tim Green, the former Atlanta Falcons linebacker. Inevitably, the quarterback got talking about the GOAT conversation. Here is Terry Bradshaw's take on the GOAT quarterback.
I always said Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play. Okay, is he really? Otto Graham may be the greatest quarterback to ever play. How many titles did Otto win? 10? 10? Up. And then Tom lost 3. I was 4. Montana was 4-0. Tom was 7-3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4. Kind of the way I look at it, you know.
What?
Yeah, it's
he got to 10.
But he has no idea what he's talking about anymore. Is he 79? Did we say we're 79 years old now? Or
any age you throw out there, I'm going to be like, yep, that makes sense.
That
checks.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Terry. But other than it's not going to get any better. He's 77. No. So when he's done his current deal, he'll be 79. Otto Graham. So is Otto Graham in your top 5 of GOATs?
What did he play for, Cleveland?
I don't freaking know.
Was Otto Graham the Cleveland quarterback back in the day when they were good?
If he didn't wear a helmet, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I mean,
he did not.
It's way before my time.
He was the Cleveland quarterback. He was a quarterback that at one point wore the number 60. I feel like that should tell you everything you need to know.
That should discount you right away, right?
But it's impossible to.
Yeah.
It's impossible to compare errors
like
can't.
that. No.
Hey, if you look at, and that's the news and noon. Thank you, right? If you were to look at John Elway's stats, you would see. I don't even think his completion percentage for his career is. If it's over 60, it's not much over 60. He had seasons where he's like 57% completion percentage, and it's like, well, that sucks.
He would take a lot of chances. They could play defense back then.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Right.
So Sam Bradford can throw 70% completion percentage, and he still sucks.
Right.
John Elway hit completion percentage of 60, so it's impossible to look at what John Elway did in 1990 to what guys are going today. What Dan Marino did in 1984 is unbelievable considering it was 1984. No one did that at the time.
Yeah, 56.9%
for his career.
Was his career, Elway.
And people look at him as being one of the top quarterbacks ever. Yep. That's not a good completion percentage. Otto Graham led the league in passing 5 times in his 10 years.
Oh, he only played 10 years.
Okay. Might have been in the war or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, actually, he's played 1946 through 1955.
That would have been the Korean War then.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Wow.
Lots of touchdown passes. All right, you know what? I stand corrected.
Otto Graham is the best.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Anybody that's playing without a helmet, it's got to be better than Tom Brady. All right, news at noon. All right, coming up, Nick Sirianni has the postseason success that Dan Campbell doesn't, but Campbell is now the play caller that Sirianni isn't. Could a win for the Lions on Sunday swing the balance of power among NFC coaches? We're getting to that coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about betting for a second. Live bet on the BetParks app. So you know what's coming up on Sunday. Got the Birds. Where's that line? It's in the 2.5 right now. So here's what you're doing. You're going on the app right now, and you are betting whatever you want, right? Birds, Sunday night, under the lights at the link against Detroit. Plus, BetParks online sportsbook and casino gives you another way to win. So check this out. Today in the afternoon, we do a little something. They do a little something called Double the Spread. They pick one pro football game every weekend, and they double the spread. College football tomorrow, a full set of games. And BetParks is the only app that I recommend to bet on sports and to play all your favorite casino games, blackjack, roulette, plus hot online slots like Divine Fortunes. And new casino users can get up to $1,000 casino bonus back, plus 250 free spins on the new slot game Tree Wishes. That's a BetParks exclusive. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, or Michigan. BetParks.com has all the details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Start your morning.
Guess we got to have another 4-pack of tickets up for grabs this hour, right?
That's right.
Agree or disagree? We'll go to you next.
How many do we have to give away today? How many 4-packs?
Not
5.
Not 4.
5.
5. Yep. Very good. All right, so we'll do that later this hour as well. Intervention with Ray and Nick Sirianni, Dan Campbell. Harry and I were talking about this, I think it was last break. Dan Campbell, there's always trends in the NFL, right? So for a while, it was you never hire a defensive-minded head coach because they can't call plays. And you realize what happens if you don't have an offensive-minded head coach, which is like John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin, and they really haven't had good offensive coordinators. But when you have success, you lose your offensive coordinators, then you have to kind of restart because they can't call plays on offense.
Correct.
Nick Sirianni is kind of the same head coach because they have to bring in these new offensive coordinators because he's not calling plays.
He's like the CEO guy.
He's like a defensive coach that has an offensive background.
Right.
But that wasn't Sean McDermott being hired in Buffalo, right? And he's had success. They haven't made a Super Bowl, but he's had success. But when you have success, they poach your offensive coordinators.
Like Daboll.
Right. Andy Reid for years, although even if other guys call plays, it was
his offense.
Everybody knew that. Everybody knew it. No one questioned it.
But Andy always loved to sort of foster his guys to promote for promotion. Like that's one.
He did it in Kansas City. He's done it here.
Yeah, he does it everywhere.
Yep. Bill Belichick never, none of his guys ever had success.
No.
Leaving. Bill O'Brien, I guess, had the most. But what's that saying, right?
Right.
And
now Vrabel. Wasn't Vrabel? He played for him, but he didn't coach under him.
He's not the coach. He's not the coaching tree. Andy Reid coaching tree, very impressive.
Yeah.
Even though Childress he made the playoffs with the Vikings. Morningweg did not have success.
The boat captain.
Correct.
Childress. That's what we used to call him. The boat captain.
I was not a chili.
No.
Yeah. But he always set these guys up. So you look at it, isn't Campbell and Sirianni very similar in that they're both kind of meathead coaches? One actually has the acclaim of playing in the NFL. Yep. Sirianni didn't. But still, aren't they very much culture guys?
Yeah.
They're building through culture and the message that they're sending to the players. They're not the McVay tactician.
No.
Offensive
Boy genius
Yeah,
kind of guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And McVay's a combination of guys love him, and he's a culture guy, and he's a schemer.
He's a
genius. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's an amazing coach. But so Ray, I know are you a Dan Campbell guy because Bill wasn't a Dan Campbell guy?
It was just more funny that Bill wasn't a Dan Campbell guy. I think he's a solid coach. Like that, I give him credit for what he is. Bill will give him no credit for even existing. And I think it seems hypocritical to be a Sirianni guy and not be a Dan Campbell guy. That's the biggest thing for me. And now Dan Campbell's got this feather in the cap of calling plays.
Right, which was never something that he was ever really doing, right?
I like Dan Campbell from 1,000 miles away. If he were the coach of the Eagles,
we'd be picking apart.
We'd probably be picking apart stuff. Yeah. There's no doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
Well, yeah, we're doing that with Sirianni.
Exactly.
Won the Super Bowl.
And if Sirianni was somewhere else doing his antics, I'd be like, dude, that guy's crazy. I love him.
Right. Yeah, we'd like it.
Yeah.
You don't realize
from 1,000 miles away.
So the one thing with Campbell that I see watching a lot of NFL football, decision making during the game.
Yeah, he's a little risky. He's a little crazy.
Risky. I mean, risky's one word. I would say negligent in a lot of things. They're reckless. That's a good word for it. Yeah. And in a big game, until he does otherwise, he's making the wrong move. He's making the wrong play call. He's not reviewing something that needs to be reviewed.
Right.
And a lot of the reviews now are kind of clean up themselves because of the replay assistant and things like that. But still, there's points in a game where you need to challenge or not challenge, and it feels like that he's making the wrong move. But yes, now he is, and he's receiving a lot of credit because now he's calling plays on the offense.
Yeah, and they rolled up a lot of points on a bad team.
Yes.
And the Commanders. The Commanders are
bad
beat
defense,
up. Yep. Their defensive unit is horrendous.
Real quick to the point about reckless decision making, because a lot of people go back to that. I think it was the playoff game 2 years ago where they throw it on fourth down to the fullback that dropped it. They end up losing that game because whoever they're playing comes back. And the biggest thing for me, and this is most certainly a back and forth that Bill and I had, and this is going to be the exact argument, and I'm look forward to him trying to address this later on. When Sirianni went for it on fourth against the Falcons and threw it to Saquon Barkley, a lot of the takeaway was, well, Barkley catches that ball, it's over. And it's like the player, you depend on your players to execute a good play. Campbell had the guy open. They had the guy open in that moment in the fourth down.
The play call worked.
The play call worked.
Right.
The player didn't execute it. Now, was it the right player to go to? I don't know. I think it was Reynolds that dropped the ball. They had used him before that season to catch passes.
Right.
So I think ultimately he gets, and he's not going to get credit until he wins something, until he gets himself to a Super Bowl. So he'll be a reckless decision maker that can't win big games until he wins big games. But the fact that he's calling plays now, if this Lions team comes in here, wins Sunday, and starts to build a run and ends up being the top seed in the NFC, it could change the calculus of the way people look at the top coach in the NFC.
Yeah, and I guess the reaction from a lot of analysts out there have been, wow, like he's really, really good at calling plays. Why he wouldn't do that before, I don't know. But he's being mentioned as a Sean McVay, like Sean McVay. And here's what I'll say to that. All right, let's see what happens after there's some adjustments made to what they're doing, and let's see how he does it. I'm not saying that he can't do it.
Wait, so who's comparing him to Sean McVay?
Ben Zolak.
Really?
Yep. Dan Campbell's one of the sharpest play callers out there. All of the nerd stats go up when he's on the headset. This is a serious change for the Lions. Moves them up the NFC contender tier.
Wow.
Everybody thinks Dan Campbell's a kneecap biting meathead. He's a sharp dude. He's the nerd with the glasses on. This is Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan style game plan.
Wow. One win over the beat up Commanders, and we're calling him McVay Jr.?
That's what I'm saying.
Come on. Let's
Motion,
stop.
Under center, play action.
Yep.
3 things that people love out of what he did against the Commanders.
3 things that we don't do.
At all. Yeah, it was
Which goes to this coaching conversation.
It was the second highest motion that he's had since he's been a coach.
Okay.
Which we were screaming about it earlier in the week. Like, how about you put A.J. Brown in motion to try to
scheme him open?
Yeah, like put some pressure on the defense by doing some different things.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll see this week.
Well, yeah, the jury's still out for me, but that's some high praise.
Okay, well, why did he wait so long to call plays if he's such a genius?
Right.
So here we go. Now Ray's on the Dan Campbell's the Sean McVay senior.
I'm not saying Sean McVay. Why would he senior?
No, it'd be
You made him his son.
Oh, he's older.
He made Sean McVay his son? Well,
yes. Well, I mean, that's the way you're acting. That's my point.
No, I'm just saying it's impressive. If he's able to do this and really turn himself into a good play caller, like, again, it was a Commanders week one, or, first week. If he does this against the Eagles defense after what we saw the Eagles defense do on Monday.
Yeah. And I just realized yesterday I might have to go out to an establishment for the late window game on Sunday before the Eagles.
Really?
Because if you're in Philadelphia, we're going to get no Fox games. So there's no Rams Seahawks.
Are you serious?
The doubleheader game is the Chiefs Broncos on the other network.
Which is the good one.
It's a good one.
Which means
but I want to
can't
see
watch
the
it.
other one.
Well, yeah, that's why
Yeah.
That's why, like, somebody with regular cable has Red Zone. You can't get Red Zone on.
Can you get Red Zone for a day?
Well, you can get it. You can't get it for a day.
I'll send you the NFL Plus login.
There you go.
Ooh, there you go.
How about that?
So now you know, but I think Harry wants to go out to.
Okay, never mind.
No, because
I canceled it.
I
Forget
will have to come back for the Eagles game because I have to do a post game.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
But I'd really like to see the Seahawks and the Rams.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good. That's a good afternoon of fun. There's some good games this week.
There are.
We have our locks coming up later on in the show. 610-632-0975. Speaking of Dan Campbell, let's have our tush push talking point segment. That's right. He addressed the tush push. Is he pro or against it? You would think a meathead, kneecap biting, kneecap meathead guy would be against the tush push, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
That's kind of a kneecap biting play, isn't it?
But it's not a football play, according to a lot of people. It's a rugby play. We'll hear from Dan Campbell coming up next. Also, I mean, we still need to do the intervention with Ray, and we have Temple tickets to give away. And McManus at 12:55. We have too much to do, Ray. Too much to do. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host Lions on Sunday Night Football this week in a matchup of 2 of the top 3 betting favorites to win the NFC. Ahead of the matchup, Kevin Patullo talked about staying out of negative plays offensively.
It's the efficiency on first down or second down. I think we're very high right now in third and longs, and that's the issue. And so we really just got to continue to find ways as coaches to just stay out of those negative plays and stay out of things that keep us off track.
Thursday's injury report after practice said Cam Jurgens was the only Eagle limited in practice. We'll talk to Tim McManus coming up at 12:55 about the game and everything going on with the Birds. Tonight, the 76ers in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. In St. Louis tonight, Flyers play the Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game on our sister station, WMMR. This update is brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic? Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Great deals, the fall sales event, all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. Can we play the Dan Campbell tush push? So if we're keeping score at home, the real football guys that understand how it is, and you'll hear what Campbell says, I think it's less about them liking the tush push. It's more about, so the Eagles are good at it, you're going to take it away from them. All right, like, isn't that weak?
It is weak. Yeah, but they put up a graphic last week during the game. I think it was Buffalo is the second most used of the tush push. Harbaugh's Chargers were third, I believe, and then was it the Niners?
I don't know. I know the Eagles haven't been as successful doing it.
No,
this year,
they
76%.
%, which I found astonishing.
Yep.
I mean, it's typically in the mid-90s that play. It was like a lock.
Does that mean that we're not going to ban it because it's not as successful now?
Right.
No, I forgot. It's too difficult to officiate.
That's the excuse. So the officials are going to continue to miss offsides
on purpose.
On purpose.
Yep. All right, here's Dan Campbell on the tush push.
Any problems with it this year? Does that cause you?
I mean, I don't. Well, here's why. I'm a purist, man. You take something else out of the game, then we're taking the next thing out of the game. Then you're taking another thing out of the game. Then pretty soon we don't have pads anymore. And then pretty soon you're only playing 30 minutes. And then pretty soon that's why I don't want to take it out of the game. It's something, a team's got a niche. They found something. They're good at it. And it's for everybody else to stop. And it's unique and it's physical. And more than anything, I just don't want to take anything else out of the game. I just want to leave the game alone. That's me.
Yep.
All right. I like that. That's probably the best response I've heard when a coach has been asked about that play.
Yep.
I love that. So he's like saying it's like getting rid of the tush push is sort of the wussification of the game.
Yep, it is.
I like that.
So, and then it'll be you can't do the quarterback sneak. That's too dangerous.
Right.
It's not good enough because that's what the Eagles will do next. They'll just quarterback sneak with Jalen. Wasn't there a touchdown last night that he got shoved into? Travion Henderson got shoved into the end zone?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 players pushed him from like the 4-yard line.
Illegal. Oh, I didn't see outrage on Twitter. There wasn't a bunch of, no, you got to ban that. Call that back. Too difficult to officiate.
Well, if they do take away the tush push, that
illegal.
Play will be illegal.
It's illegal.
So.
Yep.
Great question on the chat we have to get to, too.
What we got?
Before it disappears.
What we got?
This is great. Mopar says, do you think these 3 guys, meaning us, during the break go to take a leak at the urinal and all talk to each other?
That's actually something I don't do.
I don't take a leak during the show because it takes too long.
Right, the
you
breaks
gotta
aren't
walk
long
halfway down the hall, halfway down the building to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I typically, if there's somebody in the bathroom, I don't want to go in.
Yeah. Right.
Ray and I are on the same page with that. We don't want to be. I don't want conversations.
They're
in the
kind of
bathroom.
small bathrooms.
They're not comfortable.
Way too close.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable.
Way too close.
And they got the one regular urinal and then the one that's like on the floor.
The short one for me, I guess, for the short guys. But by the way, it's way too short.
I know.
Way too short. Like wait. They think 5-year-olds are coming here to take a leak. You don't need that.
That's my point.
Yeah, they can go sit.
We're
on
not
the
at the mall.
Yeah, so this is 99% adults, 99.79% adults.
Yeah, but no, we do not do that.
I do not.
No,
I do not. If we were to leave at the same time to go into the bathroom, I'm going to the 5th.
Right.
I want nothing to do with talking to people.
I'll pretend like I didn't have to go and walk and go get coffee.
Yes.
Right.
I'll just be like, you're going to the bathroom? Sounds good.
No, I'm going down to see the WMMR or something.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. What else do we have here? Let's go to Jim. Jim is in Drexel Hill. Jim, go ahead. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. It's great to hear Harry on the radio again. I had the good pleasure of playing golf with him down in Myrtle Beach a couple of years ago with a good friend of his, Bobby Wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at
my
you.
wife and I joined you and Bobby.
That's right.
And we had a good time.
I got to get down there again.
I know. Bobby always speaks highly of you, so you're lying about your good golf game.
Oh, so what's Harry's game look like?
Oh, he's good. He's a player.
Yeah?
He was a little rusty that time of year. It was like January, February. So
it was February.
Once he gets into spring, you could tell he's got game.
Because that was right before COVID.
Yes.
It was,
don't let him sandbag you.
February of COVID. Yeah. I like to come packing a lot of strokes, Jim.
One of the things that I a former football coach, and I realized that I think, in my opinion, that none of the NFL coaches yet have figured out how to manage their team going into such a long schedule. And they're trying different ways to do it, but everybody should know, everybody who watches football should know, the first third of the year is pretty much garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing all sorts of penalties, guys not knowing where they're supposed to go.
It's like the preseason, but the results count.
Oh, the results count, yeah, but they're just trying to figure, if I play them all, like in the preseason, the injury aspect of it.
Yep.
So they just haven't quite figured that out yet, and of course they want to extend the season because that's more money. So it's tough.
Yeah,
all right, Harry, I didn't know to tie you guys up. I really don't have much else to say. Just love playing golf with you.
Thanks, Jim. Look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in and saying, "Hey, I played golf with Harry." Thanks, riveting. Thanks a lot. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So we have more on the urinal situation. Uncle Jamie checks in on the text board. Said, remember those low urinals are handicap compliant, so people can empty their bag.
Is that right?
It makes sense.
Interesting.
You just can't, like, you need the stall that and rightfully so, you need the stall that has the thing
the rails.
The rails on the side, so people that
right.
need it can do it. So
I like the rails. It helps me up.
Well, yeah, you're getting to that age. Now, are you gonna have a intervention when you turn 70? Is that gonna be the next intervention?
I hope I do turn 70. Okay. Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah, this is the time of year that all the rustiness and like this is really, and this isn't a game that like, and this isn't a must-win game. If the Eagles were to lose the Lions on Sunday, and you believe they're going to lose, Harry.
Well, I took a little money line. I took a little bite on the money line.
You took Lions money
on the
line.
other side. Yeah.
I mean,
but that's what I do.
I know. Well, it's good value.
I'm not.
I suppose. I like this isn't a game. They beat the Packers last week. If they were to lose to the Lions, that doesn't mean anything other than they lost to the Lions.
Right. And
you had said this earlier, and you're right. Sometimes when games mean more or there's urgency in certain weeks for some teams, that matters, right? So if you're reading your press clippings and you come into a game thinking you're the best thing in the NFL, and then there's a team that's mad and they're coming in needing a win, that's how you have upsets on any given week. I'm not going to take too much winning or losing this week against the Lions because then you have the Cowboys, then you have the Bears, then you have the Chargers. But this is the time of year that they need to start figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, if we're talking about on Monday the fact that A.J. Brown only got 3 targets again,
we're going to have the entire.
We got a serious problem.
Next week's going to be the same week as this week.
Exactly.
We're going to be waiting. What social media vehicle does he use to complain?
Yeah.
Then everybody's getting asked questions about it. Yeah, they can figure it out.
They can put an end to this.
They sure can.
He goes for 120. He's still posted because then he's vindicated.
Well, what's he posting?
What's he going to post?
Well, he posted the using me without using me after he went for 121 and 2 touchdowns.
That's true.
Which is why I said top 25 in receiving yards. That's when I'll officially get annoyed again at the post. Okay. I'm expecting one. He's going to be vindicated. He's going to be
vindication post.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Intervention with Ray Dunn coming up next. Also for the Temple 4-pack. 610-632-0975. Caller number 3. We're going to put Ray on the grill this time. 610-632-0975. Temple basketball trivia. We play agree or disagree. If you can go tomorrow, the tickets are for tomorrow, 2 p.m. Don't try to go. Don't try to play if you can't go tomorrow. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn and FanDuel Friday in partnership with Valley Forge's Turn It Up with NBA Happy Hour. Who doesn't love a good happy hour? Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I'll be at a happy hour at this point. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. It isn't just another promo. It's your weekly pregame. Maybe tonight you're looking at something in that Sixers-Pistons game. They're going to need offense from someone. It's probably going to be Tyrese Maxey show one more time because they could be without Edgecombe. They're going to be without Embiid. And, of course, they're without without Paul George. Maybe you're just looking at that Pistons side of things and just want to say, hey, scheduled loss for the Sixers. Whatever it is for you, it's NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Only on FanDuel. It's the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Unfiltered.
Do we still need a player? And agree or disagree? 610-632-0975. If you want to win a 4-pack of tickets, Ray Dunn is going to be asked the question. All you have to do is agree or disagree regarding that. 610-632-0975. And I have a question. I don't know if he's going to know it, though. I don't know. We'll see. Harry got the first one correct. He nailed it. 610-632-0975 for tomorrow's game. So if you want to go tomorrow's game, then do it. What else did I have here? 76ers tonight. And
yeah, any more on the Edgecombe?
No, I maybe it's one of these game time decisions that he comes out, but I'll be tuned in tonight. Let's get Herb in Northeast Philly. Herb, go ahead. How are you, buddy?
What's happening, Johnny? What's going on?
What are you doing, Herb?
So listen. This game coming up is going to be one in the trenches. Offense, defense, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So hold on. Hold on. Hang on a second. The offense and the defense is going to determine the game. Is that breaking news right there for you?
Along the front.
I'm sorry, Herb. I got to run because Ryan is going to compete for the Temple tickets. Ryan from Yardley. Ryan, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, I'm going to ask Ray Dunn a question here, a Temple basketball trivia question. All you have to do, he's going to give an answer. All you have to do is agree or disagree with his answer. Make sense?
Yeah, got it.
All right, Ray Dunn, are you ready?
Yep.
The last time the Temple Owls men's basketball team won a tournament game was what year?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wasn't 19. Because 19 they went. I was a freshman. They lost to Belmont to play in.
Correct.
I'm going to go with 20. Ooh.
So you call yourself a real Temple fan. You should know this. I wouldn't
I'm
have
not.
known it.
I'm
not
an impartial broadcaster.
That's
Thank
right.
You.
There haven't been many, so it's
2016, maybe?
2016 is your final answer?
Yeah, it'll be my final answer.
Harry, you like that answer or no? You don't know either.
I don't know.
All right.
I mean, I can tell you the teams they lost to all the time.
2016 final answer. Ryan, in Yardley, do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to disagree.
And you're going to win the Temple Fort-Back. Congratulations, Ryan.
Nice work, Ryan.
Hang on a second, buddy. You win a pair, a 4-pack of tickets.
Yeah, 4-pack, not a pair. Two pair.
2 pair.
Yeah.
2 p.m. at the Leah Center. Tickets now, owlstix.com.
2011 then?
13.
13. Oh.
Wow, think about that.
13,
They
really?
made the third round.
Going on 12 years.
Yep.
Third round. Oh, I guess round of 32.
Yeah, they count the.
Yeah.
Say third round, Sweet 16. They haven't been past
No.
that since Cheney.
They lost in the first round in 2016, and then they won. Yeah,
Wait,
won
they lost
games.
in the third round in 2016?
They lost in the first round in
Oh, okay.
2016. They won 3 years in a row. They won a game with Fran. But there you go.
They lost to Harden one of those years.
Yes.
They beat Harden.
No.
No?
They lost to Arizona
Nah.
State.
But Harden did nothing.
Yeah,
He didn't
Ryan
do
Brooks.
much.
Ryan Brooks
Prendergast.
was,
Yeah.
white on rice there.
I watched that game from Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles visiting my brother-in-law, and we went out. We were at some sports bar in Hollywood. That's where I watched that game. So I guess I thought they won because I know Harden didn't do crap.
He didn't
and
do much
I
of anything.
hated Harden
Yeah.
at Arizona State. Hated him. All right, intervention time, Ray.
All right.
Ray.
Is there music for the intervention?
That doesn't need it.
No.
That's okay. So I got an email from Zach, a day oneer from Havertown. He says the following. Hey, John, and he says, I hope your daughter's okay. She had her tonsils out yesterday, in case you didn't know. She's doing fine. Says, I want to preface this by saying I'm a huge fan of Ray, and he's my favorite producer in the city. However, it hurts my soul that a professional speaker and play-by-play announcer cannot pronounce frustrated.
Oh, yeah, no, this has been a long time thing. I can't.
He's aware and has acknowledged it. Is there a fun way that you can fix Ray's speech? Perhaps bring a speech therapist on the air or have Harry and Jason do it. I don't want to come off as mean, so feel free to throw the idea out the window.
I don't want to
That
come
can
across as mean. I'm just going to email the host of the program instead of the person that has an issue.
Yep. Well,
how is that the only word that he has an issue pronouncing?
I think we all of us, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head, that there's words that get in your head that you just don't say naturally well, and then you think about it before you say it, and it screws it up even more.
This week, Detroit's been that for me.
Detroit?
I keep calling it Detroit. I'm losing my mind every time I say Detroit.
Well, they say Detroit.
Yeah, some people do that.
In Detroit, they say Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay,
it's like in Louisville, they don't say that. They say Louisville, not Louisville.
Right.
It's not New Orleans, it's New Orleans. Locals say New Orleans, not New Orleans.
Oh, I always call it New Orleans.
So if you say New Orleans, then that's not what they say down there.
New Orleans is what I call it.
Don't they call it Nolans?
Nolans, right.
Yeah.
It's not
I
New
don't go all the way
Orleans.
like that.
And it's not Louisville. It's
Right.
Louisville. And it's Detroit. You can say Detroit, that's fine.
Well,
but the locals say Detroit.
The YouTube chat got on me earlier in the week because I was saying Detroit. I went and looked it up. The Google pronunciation that comes up is Detroit.
Mm.
So
I don't know.
Well,
I've been saying Detroit.
It's like Baltimore. People that live there don't say that.
What do they say?
It's like Baltimore. Or
Baltimore.
something. Like it's
It's a mumbled mouth like us here.
It's like a slur.
Well,
Baltimore.
I don't know if he still does the PA, but the guy for the Pistons that used to do Detroit basketball.
Oh, I hated that guy because you could hear it during every televised game. I couldn't stand that.
But he would say Detroit, so that's why I thought it was Detroit. So can you say the word? Let me hear you say frustrated.
Frustrated.
He says frustrated.
Frustrated.
Yeah, but you don't say the R.
Yeah.
So say it again.
Frustrated.
Now I'm never going to be able to unhear this.
Are you ready?
Yeah, frustrated.
Frust-
Yeah, but that's
Frustrated.
it's so very easy in this moment for me to say frustrated because you guys are telling me to say frustrated. For my entire life, I've said frustrated, and that's just the way it continues to come across.
Right, because that's so. And then you're thinking about it when you're trying to say. But
I just say annoyed.
Yeah.
So I used to do a commercial.
How often do you say that word?
Never.
He avoids the word.
I avoid the word entirely because I know it's a problem.
Yeah.
I just say annoyed.
There was what was the word that I used to struggle with doing? I was doing a live read, and I literally had to write it out phonetically, and I'd have to slow down what I said because I would always screw it up.
You'd go syllable by syllable.
Regenerative.
Regenerative. Yeah.
When I would try to say it, it wouldn't flow out. So I would literally have to say regenerative.
That's not an easy word.
It's not.
No.
And I did a recorded commercial where I said I botched it. It sounded like and I got called out for it.
Sure.
So it's like we got to re-record that. Regenerative.
Right.
That's how I had to take care of it. Now I can't say it.
Oh.
Frustrated.
Frustrated.
Oh, you just said frustrated.
Frustrated.
I kind of like frustrated better.
Say it again.
Frustrated.
There
That's
he
better.
goes.
Better.
There he goes.
Yeah, I'm just saying annoyed.
But use it in a sentence.
That's an annoying conversation.
I'm very frustrated.
Annoyed.
All right.
I'm hoping he works that into the play-by-play on Saturday.
He's not going to
You
do that.
notice in a game, I try my best to stay away from that word.
No, believe me.
I know it's a mental block. For me, that player looks really annoyed.
Okay.
There. It can go through my head.
Is
but,
it the only word that you
But
avoid?
annoyed. That's not a
Livid's
good,
another
not
word.
a
That's not a good
synonym.
synonym for it. It's not. It doesn't mean the same thing. Annoyed and
Bothered.
frustrated. Frustrated is that you're frustrated.
Yes, like A.J. Brown is frustrated.
Yes.
He's
AJ Brown,
bothered by his usage in the offense.
he's frustrated.
He's bothered, for sure.
61063. Harry, do you know any speech therapists we can get in here?
I feel like we've already done the job.
610-632-0975. Text line for
But I like
for
frustrated.
feedback. I
like it.
It can be his thing now.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Zach because we never hear it because he just avoids the word. Frustrated?
Yeah, this might be like a Middays with Bob.
That's like flustered
Time.
and frustrated.
Well, it's like a royal frustrated.
Right.
Royal flush. Say flush.
Flush.
Say frustrated.
Annoyed.
Tim McMahon is coming up next. He was right in the middle of the A.J. Brown stuff. I saw his video before I saw anybody else. His thoughts on A.J. Brown. Does he think this is a distraction? I want to go inside the locker room to what T-Mac's hearing. Is this what he considers any type of a distraction, or is there anti-factions of A.J. Brown and everything else with the game coming up? Tim McMahon is next. Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles-Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week in a matchup of two of the top three betting favorites to win the NFC. Ahead of the matchup this week, Vic Fangio addressed the media and talked about just how much talent is on this Lions offense.
They got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. They got the best O-line in the league. Quarterback, according to Dan's, playing the best that he's ever played. Two good running backs. The receivers are all fast. It's a good unit to be calling plays for.
Looking at the injury report from yesterday, Cam Jurgens was the only Eagle limited in practice. We'll talk with ESPN's Tim McManus next about the game and everything going on with the Birds. Tonight, 76ers in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic in St. Louis tonight. The Flyers play the Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear that game on our sister station, WMMR. This update is brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Well, if the last thing motorcyclist sees is you driving while distracted, stay focused on driving safely. Visit drivesafelynj.com. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com.
back. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, Harry Mays, Ray Dunn, and now Tim McManus from ESPN joins us as he does every Friday. Timmy, we were looking for, when I think of you working on the with Harry and with Tony, I think of the news story where the guy, what was it, Harry, where he says it was a woolly mammoth or something.
Oh, yeah, the guy in western North Carolina that said he saw Bigfoot.
He saw Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And he said he made him cut his beard off and eat it. Remember that? What's up, Tim? I know you remember that, Timmy.
I think it's probably my greatest contribution to 97.5 The Fanatic.
Well, that or the lightning round.
Oh.
It could, it could be the lightning
Because that
round.
lives on.
Yeah, we were talking about
live on.
We were talking about the lightning round during All-Star Game.
Yes.
It was a trivia question, the lightning round.
Correct.
There you go.
I love it.
All right, you were in the. Actually, I saw your video on social media, so that I didn't even know AJ was going to talk. I guess it just escaped me that he was talking Wednesday afternoon. You were right in the middle of the scrum. What was your reaction to AJ speaking to the media?
Yeah, so he was candid, I thought, guys. I mean, he seems like he's getting closer and closer to being more and more honest, and we've seen it come out in sort of dribs and drabs in social media posts and on Twitch with Janky Rondo, and now in front of us. I think just getting a little bit more real about the root of his frustration, which seems to be kind of a mix of the fact that he's not getting the ball and believing that him getting the ball more is going to help unlock the offense. And until you unlock the offense, you're not going to be able to reach the heights that you want to reach and be able to essentially repeat is the way that I'm looking at it from there. I mean, he had that line of, last year, thanks for the ring, but this is a new year and other defenses have adapted and we have to adapt, and he's not seeing it, and he's also not getting the numbers that'll put him on a Hall of Fame trajectory, which is where he wants to be on. So I think all that's just kind of starting to spill out.
What's the reaction? And I'm not talking about what they say to the media. What's the reaction that you hear from his teammates, from the coaching staff, from the front office? Because it seems like every week, whether, like you had said, he's toggling between Instagram, Twitter, this was on Twitch. But what's the reaction with his teammates? Do you believe this is the distraction, or guys are getting tired, they're fatigued with the whole thing?
So they downplay it for the most part. Even talking to guys, just in a one-on-one conversation, like, it's not a big deal, everything's fine. That's mostly what you hear. I thought that Hertz's response was one of the more interesting ones, where I asked him, these things keep coming up, his frustrations keep coming up after wins. Are you okay with that? And he said, if I entertain that more, it'll create a further distraction. So right there, he's establishing that there is some level of distraction. And then he very quickly turned it to the Lions and what laid in front of them and tried to sort of reset the public narrative. So I think after a while, it's got to get at least a little bit annoying if you're on this team and you're 7-2 and, everything should be the headline should be about that. And instead they seem to be almost week after week about A.J. Brown. I don't think it's hit a point where, it's creating this big drama internally. But I would say it's got to be a nuisance at some point. And it's something that I think is going to be, even though his intentions are right, I think at some point it turns counterproductive, and I feel like we've crossed that threshold.
How would you describe the relationship between the quarterback and number 11?
Harry, honestly, I think it's changed. When he first got here, we remember they were calling each other best friends,
right?
And they had the FaceTime video, and they're laughing, and they're so they're so happy to be there. And you don't see that kind of interaction as much anymore, and you don't really see too much, even on the field, on the sidelines, with their communication. So I would say it's shifted, and we know that Brown has frustrations as it relates to the offense and him not getting the ball, and who's the person that's ultimately responsible for getting the ball. It's the quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think it's just kind of it's a different deal when you're really good friends with somebody. And then the environment switches where now you're on the same team, two alpha males operating in a very intense sport in an equally intense market.
Yeah.
And, and there's going to be some residual effects of that. So, I think it's changed. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation about how bad is it, this, that, and the other thing. But we can say, pretty comfortably that it's different than when he walked in the door.
Yeah. It's like a long-term relationship when you have that girlfriend that you see when you go and you fly or you drive 3 hours to go see him, and now they move to your city. And you see them every day, right?
Right.
They weren't around each other all the time.
Or it's like the old adage, they say never go to work for your friends because the relationship will never be the same.
Yep.
Dating versus living with somebody. It's very different.
Right. So, Tim, let me ask you this. Why can't they just give him the ball? I mean, because you hear Sirianni talking, he's saying, well, it's just not that easy. Well, why not? Why isn't it that easy? Why aren't you taking shots every game? Why aren't you being more creative in trying to get him the ball? I know every week Jamar Chase gets the ball 14, 15 times every week. I get it. How come A.J. Brown can't be that same kind of player?
So a couple different factors here. One, I would say that they're getting a ton of zone, and defenses aren't making it quite as easy, maybe for Hurts to get comfortable throws to Brown in those zone looks, and he's getting clouded a lot when he is in man coverage. I think when they do see man, and they should see a lot of man this week, by the way, that's what Detroit majors in. That's when I feel like the Hurts-Brown connection really gets going. Hurts sees the one-on-one, very good with the idea of Brown, getting open, bing, bang, boom, a little bit different when they're dropping guys into that zone and kind of muddles things up. So I think that's part of it. And also the general approach. I mean, they hate the word, I think, of, being thought of as conservative, but I think they've been conservative. Mm-hmm. And if you watch that Green Bay game, you get evidence of that. So there's some money downs if they're in, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, whatever the case may be, and they're handing off. Those are some prime opportunities for your star players on the outside to make some plays. And they are so focused on not turning the ball over. And they're doing a great job of it. They have 4 turnovers this year. That is the fewest that they've had at this point in the season in their entire history as a franchise.
Wow.
So they're executing that well, and they're winning games. They're 7-2. They're 6-1 in one-score games. So all that stuff is working out. But you got a frustrated player and one who believes that you can't just keep being just good enough and look at the record and say, okay, everything's good. So that's Brown's point, and I think a lot of people understand where he's coming from.
So, Tim, you say, well, they're playing a lot of zone. So, in other words, Jalen Hurts struggles against the zone, and he's struggling to find the open receiver.
Jalen Hurts is not as good against zone as he is man-to-man. I mean, the stats will just tell you that. And defenses are going to adapt year over year to try to figure out, the best ways to problem solve. And I think that, Hurts, to his credit, like we were talking a couple years ago in that 23 season, like, man, this guy can't beat the blitz. Well, now he's as good as anybody at beating the blitz. So it's not something that he can't overcome. I think the minute that you doubt Hurts and say, oh, this is his limitation, he tends to push right through that. Right. But I say right now, if you're a defense, you play zone against him, just straight up.
Yeah. It's hard to envision being ultra conservative on offense and winning against this team coming in this week. We think you got 27 or 30 points you got to put on the board.
You would think. I mean, it was obviously a really good defensive performance that the Eagles had in Green Bay, and I think that they have a makings of a dominant defensive front. And if they are able to establish that against Jared Goff, I mean, it's night and day versus pressure versus not for him.
Right.
It's just astronomical. So, but to your point, Harry, this is a dynamic offense that has what Vic Fangio calls the best offensive line in the NFL, and a really good skill group with a quarterback who caught some flack earlier in his career, but he's proven himself to be a
he's
very
found
good
the right spot. He really has.
Yeah, he sure has. Yeah. And so they're going to have to match to a certain extent, and I think there'll be opportunities for them to open it up if you're Philly in the pass game a little bit in this one.
Yeah, they're banged up. Is this the get right game for AJ and Jalen? That's a no. That's a no.
I guess I need to see it, Johnny Mark.
Yeah.
I think I need to see it. And But even after Brown's 2-touchdown game, he was still saying using me but not using me.
Right.
So even if he is productive, is it going to be a cure-all for this group? But I do think that the Detroit secondary, their cornerbacks are smaller, and if they do stay true to themselves and play man, and the Eagles have been getting a ton of unscouted looks, so that's no guarantee. But they're going to play some man, and if you have A.J. Brown up against smaller corners, we've seen in the past the way that he can just totally take advantage of that matchup. So I think the opportunity is there. I sort of feel like I need to see it in the past game, especially with Brown and Jalen right now.
What do you think the plan is for Gibbs on our defense? From our defense,
it's a tough. Yeah, I mean it's a tough matchup. I think you just have to try to avoid getting him out into space. But he's somebody that at times has kind of looked the way that Saquon looked last year, where he gets a gap and he finds that daylight, and then it gets complicated because Detroit does a really nice job of as soon as you start over focusing on that, then they pull out the play action. And Dan Campbell took over play calling last week, and his play action usage really jumped up. So it's going to be a tough assignment. I think the good news for the Eagles is they have a linebacker group. We haven't said this much over recent history, but a linebacker group that is really strong and can go sort of sideline to sideline, take away space, and are sound tacklers. And I think that's really going to be the recipe. I don't think there's anything magical about it. It's like the defensive front just has to muck it up a little bit against a really good offensive line, and then the linebackers have to stay true to their assignments, and they have to wrap up and bring them down. Not an easy assignment for him or Montgomery.
Right. Hey, Cam Jurgens, I don't know if he's going to play on Sunday, but there's a chance when he does get back to play, if it's this week or next week. Do the Eagles abandon the under center stuff just because he's back, or not?
No, I don't think so. It's something that has been working for them. I think they're going to stick to under center. Certainly, it helps when you have a guy like Brett Toth who's had his struggles snapping the ball and shotgun. That you're like, all right, well, this is a good excuse to lean into this even more. But I think that they found a little bit of something in the ground game where the angles are just a bit better, and for the way that they're constructed and the way that defenses are playing them, that there's just more opportunity to create both from an angle perspective and to generate play action looks off of it. And I think play action is going to be a big part of the game on the Eagles side as well, something to look out for. So I think they're going to stick to under center more than they have in the past.
Is this a win or a loss Sunday night?
I'm going to go with the loss.
Oh,
go with the loss. It's a short week. Come back, a little bit of a distraction early on. A very hungry Lions team that didn't get its opportunity to play this team in the NFC Championship game last year. They've already said this is a must-win for them. They got it circled. That doesn't mean they're going to win, but that they're going to give everything they have and empty their tank. And I just haven't seen it offensively from the Eagles yet to believe that they can put up a lot of numbers against a good defense. And we know that Detroit can do that. So obviously respect what the Eagles have done. They're favorites, and no surprise if they win, but I'm going to pick Detroit in this one.
Yeah, Harry said it earlier, that there's more urgency for Detroit in this one. This has been circled. Like you had said, they didn't get a chance to play the NFC Championship game at home last year. And, the Eagles won last week. Short week, but they also won last week. So Detroit, they're in the Central. Chicago's right there tied with them. Green Bay's right behind. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a heavyweight fight on Sunday night.
And all due respect to Washington, but it's a little different coming off a game against Washington where you have the full rest as opposed to the Packers on the road and then coming home on a short week. So that's, I'm sure the Eagles' bodies are feeling it a little bit more.
Yeah. Tim McManus, Tim, we'll be reading you on ESPN.com. We'll be watching you on SportsCenter, and then you're on the pregame show as well. So we'll hear from you then. Thank you.
Thanks, T-Man.
Sounds great. See you guys.
All right, there he is. Tim has beautiful hair too.
Yes, he does. And that whole Fangio thing about saying about how great this offensive line is, that's a challenge, a direct challenge to his defensive front. That's what that is.
Fangio the best.
He's great.
He's awesome.
He's great.
Hey, he's saying like, you're going to be able to compete with these guys here.
It's the best offensive line in football.
And he's not wrong. The Eagles haven't played up to the preseason standards because injury, like that's the thing with the Eagles is that what they were at best at doing last year was running the football, offensive line, and their defensive line just dominated. Line of scrimmage, they dominated. They haven't been able to do that this year because of the injuries, and they were beat. Like Saquon Barkley having all those touches last year, which means the offensive line took all that work too.
Right. Yeah, and all those tush pushes.
Oh man,
They wear out your back.
hate to see it. All right, well there you go. So you're officially going on the record. It's not our lock.
That's
segment.
not my lock.
Not your lock.
No.
You're picking the Lions.
I took a little bite out of the Lions.
What's the score?
The score?
Yeah.
27-24.
Ooh. All right. Ray, what's your prediction on Sunday?
27-20.
And you're not picking the Eagles?
No.
Hold on a second.
Wow.
McManus is picking the Lions. Harry's picking the Lions.
Then that means the Eagles are going to win.
Correct. So I'm going to go with the Eagles.
We're like the Fox crew, when they put the logo at the bottom
I
of
love
the screen.
seeing that. Love seeing
Don't you
that.
love that when it's all one side?
I'm going to go 28-27. I had said this earlier, how I think the game plays out. Eagles, they start fast, and then you're just
hold on for dear life.
hanging on for dear life in the fourth quarter.
But you're saying the Lions covered at 2.5.
Correct.
Ah,
So that would be I would take the Lions plus 2.5, but the Eagles to win the game.
gotcha.
It's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is.
And
Better be better than last week.
I am a big fan of, because I have family in suburban Detroit. I was a Barry Sanders fan growing up.
Not in Dearborn, I hope.
No, in Farmington Hills.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's where they grew up. Now they're in Beverly Hills. And then my cousin Keith, he's my cousin Brian's in like Grand Rapids, I think. They've moved a little bit. My cousin Keith got married in Charlevoix, Michigan, which is all the way up on the lake. The like Upper Peninsula.
Is it the
and
Upper
lake.
Peninsula? Oh,
Took
wow.
15 hours to drive. Went up there for his wedding. His
It's
wife's from
beautiful up
Charlevoix.
there.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
man!
it's beautiful up there.
You think you're in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the town is blonde hair, blue eyed.
Is that
It was
right?
weird.
Weird.
It was
Sounds
weird.
like paradise.
Well, it was great, but
Where was the place again?
Ray wants to go.
Charlevoix, Michigan. I drove all the way up, and then and my mom convinced me. She's like, "You can't drive the whole way; it's too long." So I drove up by myself.
Yeah.
And my uncle, who had passed away, I was when he passed away, we took his car, which was a Saturn station wagon.
Wow, a Saturn.
Yep. And it was an older model, but it only had like 10,000 miles because he didn't drive anywhere.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not taking my car. I'm taking this thing up there. So I drove all the way up. My mom convinced me to stop like halfway, so I didn't drive the whole way. I stopped in Toledo.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, where am I going to stop? So I'm price lining. Toledo was like the perfect halfway.
Uh-huh.
I price lined a hotel in Toledo that was inexpensive.
Or was
So
it
I'm
a
like, all right.
motel?
Well, it ended up being. If you're on one of those websites where you're looking for a prostitute, that's probably where you were going.
Oh my goodness!
Because that's what I pulled up and I'm like, oh my God, what have I
Really?
done here? Yeah, so I stayed the night and then I got out of there. I didn't, but yeah, that's what you saw. It was
Wow.
like something out of Cops where you're watching. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, thanks, Mom. Could have just driven all the way up there, but I didn't. Yeah, Charlevoix was wonderful. The whole trip was wonderful except for the stop.
For the
off.
night in Toledo.
The night in Toledo, where I was at some cracked motel. Because it was a good. Yeah, I wonder why it was so inexpensive on Priceline.
$29.99 a night.
No, it was like $40.
Hourly rates.
It didn't have hourly.
No?
Well, it might as well have been. It was like $40. But at the time, I used to Priceline hotels a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was single, so I'd be out and around and I'd be driving
Right.
all over the place. And Priceline last minute hotels because they've open rooms. They're trying to get rid of them. So yeah, that's what I did.
So did it have one of the massaging beds?
It did not have
No.
a vibrating bed.
You put the quarters
But
in?
Priceline at the time, you didn't get to choose your hotel. It was just you had to choose from like a 3-star, and then it gave you what it wanted.
Right.
So I didn't say, hey, let me check this place out. It just gave me the hotel.
That was the William Shatner.
Yeah,
Did
he
the Priceline.
didn't get paid. He had equity in the company.
Oh,
He
is that
made
right?
A ton of money. From
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, he made a ton of money from it. Ray, you ever go to a vibrating bed motel?
No, I'm not.
No?
I
Harry?
haven't.
I don't know that they exist anymore, do they? I mean,
Well, if you have a place that didn't get what's the Chamonix up there in
The
in
Chamonix
Bed Stuy?
Inn?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
that may still have the vibrating bed. 610-632-0975.
Let's get the break.
Let's go back to the Eagles, Harry. 610-632-0975. Locks of the week. Are we getting back to Herb? I had to cut Herb off because we were playing our game right there. And we have we have one more Temple basketball trivia for Harry. And then we have 2 more 4-packs to give away on the text line. So stay tuned for that. 610-632-0975. Locks of the week. And I don't know about Harry. You hit last week as well, right?
No, I did not.
You didn't hit either?
No.
I've been hitting. I hit again last week.
I did not.
All right. Better get your act together, Harry.
I know.
That's coming up next. Locks of the week. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles and Lions on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. When you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. Eagles host the Lions on Sunday Night Football this week in a matchup. 2 of the top 3 betting favorites to win the NFC. Ahead of the matchup, Vic Fangio talked about all the talent offensively for the Lions.
They got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. They got the best O-line in the league. Quarterback, according to Dan's, playing the best that he's ever played. 2 good running backs. The receivers are all fast. It's a good unit to be calling plays for.
Cam Jurgens was the only Eagle limited in practice on Thursday. We spoke with Tim McManus earlier this hour about the game, everything going on with the Birds. Catch that conversation one more time at our website, 975thefanatic.com or the Fanatic app. Tonight, the 76ers in Detroit for a matchup with the Pistons at 7:30. You can hear the game live right here on the Fanatic. And in St. Louis tonight, the Flyers play the Blues at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game on our sister station, WMMR. This update's also brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
if you're starting to lose your hair, maybe you've already lost your hair, all different hair losses, right? Morgenstern Hair is there for you. They've been doing it for over 30 years. It's the same crew that did my hair transplant, and I'm still over the office all the time getting maintenance done. The great part about Morgenstern Hair, they're experts in the industry. You're not going to find anybody else in the Philadelphia area. Damn, I'll put it up against anybody in the country that's been doing this for this long. So experience and success. Normally with experience comes success, right? And that's what Morgenstern Hair does for you. So look at my hair. You can go to my my Instagram pages. You can watch any of the shows on YouTube. Whatever it is, you'll see what my hair looks like on a regular basis. If you want your hair back, you can get your hair back, and there's no better place to go than Morgenstern Hair. And maybe you've tried some products that you're seeing online or on Facebook or whatever. Trust me, because I've tried those things too. This works. This works. So if you want your hair back, it's as simple as that. You can get it back with Morgenstern Hair. And if you call right now and ask to speak to Lisa on the hair team, $300 off your hair transplant. Just tell them you heard about it on Middays with Marks. 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000. Their website is morgensternhair.com. Also, if you hear me talking about them and you say, hey, I have more questions, just reach out to me via email or DM me on one of my social media accounts, JONMARKS Media. And email me, John at 975thefanatic.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, send you pictures, and whatever else you need. I can connect you with the good people over at Morgenstern Hair. 610-980-4000 or morgensternhair.com.
Never miss a second of Middays with Marks. Streaming live and on demand. Just download the 97.5 The Fanatic app and listen whenever and wherever.
We're back. Football Fridays, brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Driving to great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram all month long. Great deals on a Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. There you go. Anything good this weekend, Harry Mays? You're not going to the Temple game tomorrow.
No, I'm playing golf both days.
Both days?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be bad weather?
No, it's going to be great. I mean, it's going to be in the 50s.
Okay. So when do you draw the line?
If it starts with a 3. So I mean, if I'll go out if it's 40 degrees, 42 degrees, as long as it's not like really windy.
Okay.
I can do that.
All right. Wind scheduled for Sunday, but I don't know when that is. So
yeah, it'll be but it'll be nice.
Okay. All right. Good for you, Ray. You're doing the ESPN Plus game tomorrow? You're doing the Temple game tomorrow?
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay,
that's the weekend.
Very cool. We'll give away one more. We'll play agree disagree this segment for a 4-pack of tickets to Temple basketball, and then we'll give out the rest on the text line coming up here before the end of the show. But let's get to our lock segment, as always, sponsored by Liberty Safe's Lock of the Week. Lock it with Liberty Safes in New Jersey, the largest selection of safes in the tri-state area. Showrooms in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township. LibertySafesNJ.com. I did a Zoom call with Brian and Darlene, the owners, and Brian's a big fan of sports radio and to our show 97.5 The Fanatic. So definitely, if you're in the market for a safe, nobody has a bigger selection, best prices. It's a family-owned and operated business. They've been doing it for decades. So lock it with Liberty Safes of New Jersey. LibertySafesNJ.com. I hit again last week, and I'm allowing you guys to do your bets first. It's been working for me. So I'm going to allow handsome Harry Mays to get the start here.
I
Harry.
lost last week. I believe I know I took the under in that game in Berlin, and the game went over because the Colts running back just went nuts.
Jonathan Taylor had that 80
Taylor,
yard.
he went nuts.
Yep. That was a good game.
So that did not hit. And then I had Buffalo, and they lay an egg against the Dolphins. They're a weird team.
Remember at the beginning of the show we said that that it's a weird year in the NFL. Did anybody see the Dolphins blowing out the Bills last week?
No, nobody. Not even that goofy head coach. But this week, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers in a revenge situation against the Cincinnati Bengals. The line looks big to me, and I think that's why. 5.5. This seems like more of it would be like a 3-point game kind of at best. But 5.5 tells me take the Steelers. They'll win by a touchdown.
It's a good read on the line. I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. Steelers minus 5.5, you say? Lock it up. Ray, what do you got?
Packers are minus 7.5 against the Giants. I can't do this love thing again next week. If they lose to the Giants, the Packers are cooked forever, and it's the end for them. Jameis Winston getting the start for the Giants. Mike Kafka, the head coach. Some guy named Tim Kelly is the offensive coordinator. I'm rolling with the Packers to win this game by like 2 touchdowns.
How many interceptions for Jameis Winston?
At least 2.
I'd say at least 2, right?
A fumble in there, too. Parsons gets him for a fumble.
Okay.
Or does he come out and he actually he gets the guys going?
Oh, he will. He'll get them going.
And then he'll throw the interception.
He'll throw 3 touchdowns, but he'll also throw 3 picks. I mean, he's
3-10, 3 touchdowns, 3 turnovers.
He's electric.
Packers minus 7.5 from Ray Dunn. Lock it up. I liked it. By the way, I like the pick. It was second or third on my lock list. But I am going with the big game of the weekend, the Kansas City Chiefs against the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos have the best record not the best record with New England winning last night. But Denver at home, you would think they would be a favorite, even a small favorite in the game. Kansas City's 5-4, disappointing season so far. Not so fast, my friend. Kansas City is favored by 4 points on the road at Denver.
Against that defense, huh?
Against that defense. You know what that tells me?
Man.
Kansas City's coming in, and they're winning this game, and it's going to be easy.
I'm going to live bet that game.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Take Kansas City minus 4. Last week, I don't know if you saw earlier this week, Colin Cowherd had come out, who's very close to Sean Payton, had come out and speculated that perhaps Bo Nix could be on his way out, and they could be looking for another quarterback next year.
What?
It's far-fetched, but I think the main point of it was Sean Payton's probably front. Bo Nix has not done well this year. He hasn't been great.
He's had 2 bad weeks in a row. He's thrown some interceptions. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going with Kansas City minus 4. Lock it up. Some other games here. Cowboys, I like minus 3.5. I'm staying away from, or is that, let me see. Yeah, that's the Monday night game. I'm staying away. That tells me to take Seahawks. And the Bills and Buccaneers. I don't know what to make of either team.
Either team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ever since I jumped on the Baker Mayfield bandwagon, he
sucks.
stinks.
Yeah, you ruined him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I finally came around to respect him, and now he stinks.
Yeah, they're banged up too.
They are.
They have a bunch of injuries.
They are.
I can't explain the Bill stuff. So does this mean Joe Brady's not getting the Penn State job? Because it was like, Joe Brady, he's such a great offensive coordinator. He is.
Yeah.
He is,
or is
that Josh Allen just making plays?
He may end up getting the LSU job.
He's not
Joe
getting
Brady.
Why would that be? Because he can't. No one else wants the job.
He was a coordinator down
there. No, I know. Yeah, he was wonderkind down there.
And now people are saying that maybe Buffalo finally moves off of McDermott and hires Daboll because of the way Josh Allen played when Daboll was his coordinator.
You see the report from Daboll that and you have to take this for what it's worth. It was said after he was fired, but that he was yelling and screaming. He was yelling at Kafka.
Oh yeah,
at one point. You see that, Ray? He was yelling at Kafka. It was after somebody dropped the ball or something on 4th down, and he went postal on Kafka on the sideline.
Did you see whose report it was?
Jordan Renan.
Jordan Renan.
Yeah. Which means, well, it means that he was given that information, and I know Jordan is a responsible reporter, but he's given that information for a reason. And it's probably one of the reasons they got rid of him, which is what Jordan reported. So, yeah, but because now I saw a lot of Penn State people being like, hire Brian Daboll. Are you nuts?
What?
Hire Brian Daboll for Penn State? No. What do you want to do, blow your program up?
No, that would not be good. Yeah, I was 0 for 2 last Sunday, and then I put it all back on the under on the Sunday night game and went to bed. I didn't watch 1 minute of it.
And you won?
Yes.
Good job. Well, that's what you do when you lose. You just try to make it up.
Just throw it on.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
Exactly.
I feel like I have to tack a disclaimer onto this.
So the game they're in Spain, right?
Yeah, Madrid.
Dolphins, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I would
Madrid.
love to go over there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I want to
would-
go to Spain.
I don't want to go to Madrid, though. I'd go to Barcelona.
Barcelona is where I'd rather go.
Yeah.
Correct. 2.5 point fit. Dolphins 2.5 over the Commanders. Seems like a light line.
I think Terry McLaurin's out again.
It doesn't make
And
sense that they'd be.
Mariota's the quarterback.
It's a slight Commander line.
They're a mess.
But then again, the Dolphins, before last week, we thought they were firing the coach.
Right. They just hand it to A-Chain.
Yeah.
That guy's
Dude, he
good.
sure is. He stayed
He's
healthy this
good.
year. No, it's one of my fantasy football mistakes. I passed on him because he hasn't been able to stay healthy, and the dude's been he's great in the passing game too. What a player that guy is!
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I like your Steeler bet. Texans -6 over the Titans. The Titans are horrible.
They are.
And Chargers over the Jags.
That's a weird game.
And whenever I bet against the Jags, they screw me.
I know.
Almost every single time. I hate Trevor Lawrence. I can't stand Trevor Lawrence. He stinks.
Yeah, but that game's in Jacksonville, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not taking the Chargers. A 1:00 game for a West Coast team.
And you're
I
going
don't
to
know about
Jacksonville.
that.
There's no jam for that game right
Yeah.
there.
Let's stay away from that one.
Yeah, Cardinals 3-point home underdogs against San Francisco. I like San Francisco in that game. Brock Purdy's back.
Oh, that's right. He is back.
Ravens 7.5 points at the Browns.
They're going to start rolling it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember when
coming.
when they became the favorites to win the division with 2 wins?
Right.
It's played out
now
exactly
they're
the
4
way.
and
Yes.
5.
It's played out exactly the way. Steelers need to start losing some games though, and they've
Better
gotta
not
get
start this week. That's all I got to say.
that. And then the
Next week.
The Eagles right now in the Bet Parks app 2.5 point favorites over the Lions. Harry has Detroit outright.
Mm-hmm.
Ray has Detroit outright, and I have the Eagles winning by a point. So we all like Detroit plus 2.5. There you go.
That means put it all on the Eagles.
Put it all on the Eagles,
Put
man.
it all on the Eagles.
Tim McManus has the Lions winning. Eagles are going to run.
Now, will you give that pick out on the pregame show? Is that part of your responsibility?
Yes, I will. And if the
Okay.
pregame show has shown you anything over the last couple of weeks, my feel has been so incredibly off. I said I was done waiting for the Saquon breakout before the Giants. I thought the offense was going to look good coming out of the bye. So I could go 3 for 3 this week with a big Lions loss, and it would make me look real, real good on that pregame show.
All right. That's all we care about, Ray.
It's must listen.
Yep. 1 o'clock hour of the show brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration championship results. Just slide into my DMs or send me an email if you want more information. I can send you pictures of the hair restoration procedure that I had done myself. Or call 610-980-4000, morgensternhair.com. We have the Temple tickets. We're going to play Agree or Disagree with Harry. That's coming up next. We'll take the first caller to our regular phone line of 610-632-0975. If you can go to the game tomorrow at 2 p.m., we're going to ask Harry Mays a Temple basketball trivia question. All you have to do is agree or disagree with Harry's answer to win. 610-632-0975. Feedback and a lot more coming up next segment, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn and FanDuel Friday in partnership with Valley Forge is turning up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. It isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. And who doesn't love a good pregame early on in your Friday night? NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel. Official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus of President Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of passion.
Days with Marks. Remember, watch on YouTube Live every day from 10 to 2. Or if you miss the show or miss any part of the show, you go back, watch whenever. Harry is enjoying the live chat.
Oh, it's terrific. It's some funny stuff on there, man.
There is. And we're going to have to do a meet and greet, a meet up with just the chat people.
Oh, nice.
Well, everybody can do it. But
Yeah.
In particular, the chat people. What did someone say? That Bill Colarulo would lose to Don Knotts in a
court of law. At D Flyers.
And then someone else said that Bill needs Morgenstern hair.
Yes.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
No, like Bill's got decent coverage. If he went to Morgenstern hair restoration, they could fix him up.
Is that what they call it? Coverage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got decent coverage. He's missing the hair in the crown of the head.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, but they take care of you. There's a lot of non-invasive treatments also to help with that. Morgensternhair.com. There you go. We have a lot to get to, and we're gonna do it right now. So we have a 4-pack of tickets to Temple basketball. We're gonna get some out on the text line as well, but we're gonna play Agree or Disagree, and I'm gonna ask Harry Mays a Temple basketball trivia question. We're gonna play with Lewis, calling from South Philadelphia. Lewis, hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Lou, I'm going to ask Harry a question. You're going to agree or disagree with his answer. If you get it right, you win. Make sense?
Got it.
All right, buddy, hang on. Harry Mays, the all-time leading rebounder in Temple basketball history, men's basketball history, was also a second-round draft pick by the Sixers in the 2011 NBA draft. The all-time leading rebounder in school history was also drafted by the 76ers in the second round in the 2011 NBA draft.
Wow.
Harry's thinking about it. Do you know the answer, Ray?
Yes.
You do. All right. So
Wow.
would you like a lifeline?
Yeah, I need a lifeline.
What kind of a Temple fan are you?
Well, I mean, this is a long time ago. Second round pick. I tune out of the NBA draft after the first 10 picks.
All right. Harry is using his lifeline to call on Ray.
I believe he was also traded alongside Evan Turner to the Pacers. That would be one Lavoy Allen.
Oh, wow.
So, Harry, this is up to you to agree with what he said.
I do agree with that.
So is this final answer?
Yes.
Final answer, Lavoy Allen.
Yes.
Lewis from South Philly. Lewis, you agree or disagree with Harry Mays?
He sounded a little sure of himself, so I'll agree.
You are correct, Lewis. It was Lavoy Allen. Congratulations, man. You win a 4-pack of tickets. OwlsTix.com.
Way to go, Ray.
What kind of a Temple fan are you? All right, Temple. You have a Temple win.
You know, it's been so long since that team was relevant. Seriously, I've forgotten all those things.
All right, I'll give you a pass.
Honestly.
Well, it's easy for me. I have the answers.
Right. I mean,
Congratulations, Lewis. There you go. Yeah, Lavoy Allen.
He was a good kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was going to throw a Mark Karcher question at you, but I decided not to.
Oh, I love that guy.
How about Kevin Lyde?
Yes, that team was awesome.
It was a fun team.
Yeah.
So
With Pepe Sanchez.
my buddies, I was more or less, my buddies were in a frat, and it was a bunch of them. So it was a corner of Diamond and Broad.
Okay.
And they, one of the big North Philly houses,
Right.
huge house, and they
One of
used,
those old brownstone looking houses.
and man, they used to throw wild parties,
Right.
And some of the Temple players used to like to come to the parties.
Uh-huh.
And I remember Kevin Lyde was a good dude.
Oh,
He
man.
was always a good time.
Wide body.
He was skilled too for being
He
a
was.
big guy.
He was.
He had great feet. He used to use both hands down
Yeah.
near the rim. He played internationally. He wasn't an NBA player. Karcher got drafted by the Sixers too in the second round. Never
man,
played
he was a
for
good
him.
player.
He came
Good
out
college
too early. He should have went back for his senior year, Karcher, but he came out. All right. See,
That was a fun team.
I love that team.
Yeah.
I love those days. All right, let's. Should we bring Herb on for a feedback segment?
Yes.
All right, let's hit feedback. We'll bring on Herb for the feedback segment. Go ahead, hit it feedback.
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in?
I can't lie! Email us at 975feedback at 975thefanatic.com.
Say it!
Let me tell you something.
Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
All right, Herb, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am,
All
Johnny.
right, we're doing feedback. Go ahead, hit it, Ray.
John's limited closet choices are unconsciously starting to rub off on Ray. Money Mar from the YouTube chat.
The shirts, the choice of shirt.
But trust me on this. I don't have limited flannels at home. I have too many flannels to wear. I have one of the features of my house that I enjoy most. I have a huge walk-in closet in my bedroom.
Nice.
I have a lot of flannel shirts in there. What the point of the message was, Ray and I are both wearing flannel today.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also have way too many to choose from. So this is not going to be the last time this happens.
I don't have any. Maybe I should start getting some.
Can we get Harry a flannel shirt?
Yeah.
Can we all wear
Friday
flannels?
with Harry Bates.
Friday flannel? Yeah.
A flannel Friday.
There you go.
Brought to you by...
What size are you?
You can have a whole bit.
I'll go to Kohl's and get you a fresh one.
No, I'll get it.
All right, so that's next Friday.
Okay.
Wear your best flannel.
All right.
Flannel Fridays.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right? Yeah, no, I don't have limited choices. In fact, I need to purge some of them because I don't wear a lot of the flannels anymore. Herb, are you a flannel guy? Do you wear flannel?
Yeah, once in a while when it gets real cold,
Right. Herb.
The Eagles got a jacket down there for $100. It's like a black plaid and has a little eagle in the front.
You like it?
And it's yeah, I might buy it maybe like next week or something. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, Herb's one of the guys.
But,
he goes out with his paycheck and he spends it on new sneakers and stuff. Yeah, he'll spend $200 on sneakers.
Well, he's got a look to live up to.
Sure does. All right, hit it.
I'd rather have Kevin Cooney over some damn Kevin Petula. Dawood Spriggs from the YouTube chat.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it for anybody that criticizes Kevin Petullo. He deserves it. He deserves it. But now they got to get their act together now and figure it out, man. As somebody once said.
Well, yeah, Kevin Cooney knows enough to throw to A.J. Brown early.
Exactly right.
Get him going early.
Let's get Kevin Cooney in there. What's next?
I just wanted to see how the AI guy pronounces frustrated. Ray in the producer booth.
He said it right. Herb, can you say frustrated?
Frustrated.
See? Herb can say it too. And Herb couldn't say Nick Castellanos. He would say Castellanos.
Okay.
And I got my 2-year-old at the time to say Nick Castellanos. So it's her favorite player. My 4-year-old just got her tonsils out.
Right.
So now when I had to break the news to her that Castellanos wasn't coming back, and she was not happy.
Heartbroken.
Yep. Can you say Nick Castellanos, Herb?
Nick Castellanos.
Yes.
Hey, when you going to bring me into the state? When you going to bring me up in the...
Before I do. All right, what's next?
Ray getting a pronunciation lesson from John is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I want to hear John say Bill Colarulo and Blake Snell. Dawood from the YouTube chat.
Bill Colarulo and Blake Snell. How about that? How about that?
Is it Colarulo or Colarulo?
I don't know.
Bill Colarulo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not judging Ray to where I'm some master wordsmith where I don't say words funny.
No, one of the listeners was.
Yeah.
What was it, Zach?
Yeah, Zach was saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had no idea.
No, this has been now 3, I think, straight midday shows that this has become a bit on.
And also,
I just don't like the word.
And also, I'm not a play-by-play guy.
Right.
And I'm not pretending to be. That's what ultimately Ray's going to do. And, Harry Callis doesn't mispronounce names. And that's what Ray's trying to achieve.
Right. Yeah.
So are you frustrated with all this talk?
I like frustrated.
No, I'm probably bothered by it, but not maybe a little annoyed.
All right, we got less than a minute. Go.
Harry, don't forget to cancel your Fubo subscription, or you are going to get whacked for $100. Although probably not the first time you spent $100 and got whacked. Daniel in Philly.
That's a good point, but I did cancel it yesterday.
Herb, did you get? No, I'm not going to ask it. Do you have Fubo at home? You have YouTube TV, don't you?
No, I ain't. Not yet. I ain't making no changes. I told you I've been looking at that.
All right, we got to go. Give me one more, Ray. Give me one more.
Hey, Ray, I wouldn't get too comfortable in that chair if I were you. Patricia.
Oh,
yeah, that was the word yesterday.
Ooh.
I heard Trish did excellent yesterday on the updates.
I know Kincade was raving about the updates.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend. The guys are coming up next. And if you see Ray at the Temple game tomorrow, just tell him that you're frustrated with the way he pronounces words. See ya.